Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Padres Military Opening Day, presented by Northrop Grumman. And what a stirring ceremony to begin this first of 13 Sundays where the San Diego Padres from the great city of San Diego salute our men and women in the military. Oh my, what a start today. And we'll be continuing with much more of the pride and the emotion of this Sunday. It makes you just your heart beat a different pulse when you think about what it means, these people, to our country and to our city.
Absolutely. It never gets old. We should honor the military each and every day. And when we see a service member out there in public, when we're out there going to the store, whatever, hey, extend a courteous thank you to them for their service to our country. It goes a long way, believe me. And
it looks like there's going to be another huge crowd here at Petco Park to celebrate the military and the final game of this three-game series. The Padres, behind Cashner's one-hit shutout, won the first game. The Tigers answered with a 6-2 win yesterday. Chance for San Diego to win a series.
And that's very important for Tyson Ross to really make an adjustment today against these Detroit Tigers, because last time out, he didn't have the fastball location and the slider was way off. The numbers for Tyson Ross, 0-2, the ERA above 4. If he can locate the fastball, Dick, the big key is then throwing that slider later in the count, because the hitters then get on the defensive. So a big key for Tyson Ross. Strike one. He can even miss up in the zone because it's a good fastball, and then wipe him out with the slider, hopefully this afternoon.
And he needs some support as well. Tyson Ross, in his 15 starts, has received only 28 runs. Tough to win, and he's yet to win at Petco. Perhaps this is the day.
Hopefully he gets some support early and gives him a little bit of wiggle room, so if he makes a mistake, it's really no big deal.
It won't be easy.
Yeah.
The Padres have to get those hits and runs off the Cy Young winner in the American League last year, Max Scherzer.
I think as we speak right now, there are some pitchers throughout baseball that are on the DL and hurt. Max Scherzer may be the best pitcher out there. Last season, 32 starts. These are like Little League numbers. 21-3, ERA of 2.9, 240 punch-outs. But the thing that makes Max Scherzer so outstanding, all four of his pitches, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Usually pitchers have one pitch to wipe out a hitter. He's got all four, to where if you get two strikes, he can put you away with either of his four pitches. That's what makes him so good.
Well, he can commiserate with Tyson Ross about run support. He's pitched 2 games. He's allowed only 2 runs. He doesn't have a decision yet. And so he's hungry for a win as well. So it all sets up on this Military Sunday to a terrific afternoon of baseball. We're pleased you've joined us. Let's hope this Sunday is a fun day, run day as well.
Absolutely. Get some runs early and have some fun.
And with the Tigers and the Padres, of course, memories of the 1984 World Series. And with more on that, let's go to Chris Button.
Yeah, Dick, over the last 3 days, we've been looking back and celebrating the 30th anniversary of that 1984 series. And we caught up with some of the stars as they reflected back on what they thought about that series.
The toughest part was getting there, and of course the Tigers had rested for a week and they were ready to go, and splitting at home here in San Diego wasn't the best for us, but at least got one win. And we went to Detroit and that old Tiger Stadium, and you could hear the ghosts rattling around of Cobb and so forth, and unfortunately we lost, but I think it was the building block for the future for the Padres.
Playing against my hometown team, and I know that the Cubs had the Padres 2-0, and kind of everybody expected a traditional World Series between the Tigers and the Cubs. Well, it didn't happen that way. But I grew up in San Diego, and I'd been in that stadium many times as a young boy growing up, and I dreamed about that. And so for me to come back home was extra special.
I think from spring training on, we just had a camaraderie amongst all of the guys on the team, that we knew that we could play, and we knew we thoroughly enjoyed playing with one another. So I think that's what made '84 so special.
And that's your Geico quote of the game. Certainly some memories those guys will never forget. Dick?
Well, it's something that gives us a taste of what has happened and what we all hope will happen again for the San Diego Padres in a World Series engagement. Well, along with the ceremonies, Rob Jones, a double amputee, just to raise consciousness and support to the wounded warriors. He rode that bicycle from Maine Bay Harbor, Maine, all the way to the West Coast in San Diego. Double amputee, Rob Jones. Oh my. First pitch.
And a great round of applause and a big thank you from Nick Hundley. Very touching moment and very courageous. And Padres very proud to be the team of the military, and it shows this afternoon. And we recognize them quite a bit every day here in San Diego.
And there was a nice touch, too, as Rob Jones came to the dugout before umpires turned and applauded. As you all know that follow the Padres on Military Sundays, members of the military that we salute individually, whether it be a Marines Day or Navy Day or Army Day, they take their position at the 9 spots in the diamond, and then the Padre players will come out and offer them a small gift. If nothing else, a handshake and a hearty thank you. And this is always a nice moment as well.
Yeah, you know what I like, Dick, is to see the reaction of the servicemen and women when they are greeted by the Padres, shaking hands, and each player, as you mentioned, give them a big thank you. I get a big kick out of that because they're like little kids. They're at the ballpark, they're on a big league ball diamond, and they're talking to big leaguers. It's a big treat for them as well. That smile right there with Jed Jerko.
And the little conversation, you wonder, maybe they're asking, who's your favorite player growing up?
Right.
And the military personnel may be saying, you're my favorite. I mean, there's a lot that the microphones do not allow us to hear, and that's a good thing sometimes that we can only imagine. Well, an emotional start. And a beautiful one done by the Padres. They can do ceremony like no other baseball team. Well, let's get to business. Starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Rajai Davis, he's been a thorn the first 2 games. Tough base runner as well. Ian Kinsler, he's had a couple of doubles last night. Torrey Hunter, a 2-run base hit. Miguel Cabrera, let's get him out of here before he gets hot. So far, he's just been average. Victor Martinez, the catcher, will bat 5th. Austin Jackson had a big hit last night. Young Nick Castellanos at third base. Looks like another addition that's going to make this Tiger club all the better. And Alex Gonzalez at short. Max Scherzer, the pitcher.
And the scouting report brought to you by our good friends at Jaguar of San Diego. Here's the lowdown on Tyson Ross. Needs to make an adjustment, and he needs to be the stopper. Command both of the fastball and the slider and the curveball early. And a nice 1-2-3 inning would be nice too, Dick. And here's what would be nice for Tyson Ross. Maybe a 12-pitch first inning. I think that'd be a good setup for Tyson Ross.
We talked in Cleveland how he'd moved his position on the rubber from the first base side to the middle of the rubber. And as I thought about that, because he never seemed to really be in sorts, it's like you move that chair in your favorite den just 6 inches.
Just a little bit.
And you're stubbing your toe all week long. Now maybe he'll feel more comfortable today. The Padres defense brought to you by the Aramco Group. Smith in left, Marista in center. And Venable in right field as Bud Black gets the extra left-handed bat in the lineup with Amarista. Headley and Cabrera, Jerko and Alonso around the horn. Rene Rivera did such a great job on Friday night with that one-hitter by Cashner. Will handle Tyson Ross today. Compliments galore for Rivera and his work behind the plate after the game on Friday. And we're underway in a strike call to Rajai Davis. Davis hitting .320. Strike 2.
Nice.
That's a good start.
Yes, it is.
Because he didn't have command early against Cleveland.
Yeah, and he worked diligently in between starts in the bullpen with pitching coach Darren Balsley. So regarding moving that chair, Dick, I think the chair might be a little comfortable today.
Fly ball to right. And the catch made by Venable.
Let's take a look at the keys of the game brought to you by your Honda dealers of San Diego County. Look for a ball down looking offensively off of Max Scherzer. He will pitch up in the zone. We get more detail as the game goes on. Don't miss mistakes as well. As we mentioned with Verlander and Porcello, you might get 1 or 2 pitches over the heart of the plate to crush. Don't miss it. And, of course, winning 2 out of 3 would be some kind of nice.
And that means don't make mistakes.
That's right, exactly.
Don't miss mistakes with Scherzer on the mound, and don't make mistakes when you're in the field. Here's the pitch to Kinsler, and Ross has been a strike machine so far. 4 pitches, 4 strikes. Kinsler at 308, joining the Tigers this year from the Rangers.
Boy, Tyson looks just so much more smoother this afternoon.
Jumps in front, 2 strikes to the Tiger that's leading in runs scored and hits. As we celebrate the second week of the season, we've completed 2 weeks. 2 Sundays ago, of course, the Padres and Dodgers opened the year here at Petco Park.
Sometimes Tyson can get a little herky-jerky. That looks like a slider right there out of the hand. He's a short strider, and he is in exactly one of those pitchers who gets a good downward plane.
Chop to third. Headley on the charge. 2 away.
Sometimes when a pitcher gets herky-jerky, Dick, with his delivery, that is all in relation to his release point, and that could be off. And I think that was one of the reasons, just one of the reasons why Tyson was so off his last start.
Well, it's a chicken and egg. Is your body trying to catch up with your arm, or is your arm trying to catch up with your body?
Right. That's a good point. Everything's got to be in unison. Your body can't get out in front of your arm, because then you got all that way to catch up, and then that's when you run into trouble with the release point.
Torrey Hunter out for a couple of games on this road trip. The Tigers started in Los Angeles, but returned last night and contributed a 2-run single.
You know, so much has to work in unison with the hands, with the legs, the lower body, the upper body. Nice slider there. And I know I don't want to show off my legs, but you know, when a pitcher like Tyson Ross gets here and his hands split, the leg should start going forward, because if this gets out too far in front, then you have all this way to catch up to try to make a good pitch down in the zone. There's a fine line there.
All right. By the way, your legs aren't bad. 2 balls and a strike.
Let's take a look at that motion. Short strider, as I said, not opening the hips up too soon. He kept them closed nicely, and a good backside there with the back foot. That means he's getting good thrust forward towards home plate.
Hunter sends it high into the crowd off to the right. He's had some success against Tyson Ross when Ross was in Oakland. Hunter 4 for 10 against the right-hander.
Okay, here's what, watch when the hands are up. Watch when the leg goes down. Now see the hands part at the same time? That's exactly what I was talking about. Enables him to get up on top, get that downward plane, which I think sometimes is overrated. But because he's 6'6" and he's a short strider, he does get that downward plane, which makes him tough to hit.
Good action on that slider.
I thought he went.
3-2 the count. You always think the hitter.
Hey, if they just nudge a little bit, that's a strike to me. That's an offer.
Yeah. High in the air. Gray skies on this Sunday, and looking up under it is Cabrera. Boy, that was a major league pop-up and a very successful 1-2-3 inning. 12 pitches. Tyson Ross. To you by Toyota. And Bud Black has him hitting this way. As many left-handed hitters in there as he can fit. Cabrera first, then Amarista. Another left-handed hitter, Smith. Jerko from the right side will hit cleanup. Chase Headley and Yonder Alonso and Venable, all left-handed hitters. Then Rene Rivera and Tyson Ross. Cabrera, red hot, 5-game streak, 10 hits. Max Scherzer, 29 years of age.
And here's the scouting report on the right-hander, Max Scherzer. Fastball, slider, changeup, curveball, velocity, down. He pitches up. He's got some late life as well on that fastball. And late life, you know, the ball can't gain speed, but what I think late life is that when it gets good rotation on the fastball, that good spin to where the hitter looks at it, I was like, whoa, looks like it's got some late life to it. He
like
will
that
pitch
last
up in the
15,
zone.
that last
Right.
15 feet, it jumps at you. Now, Robbie Erlin had that going for him in Cleveland.
Correct.
Yeah, 91-mile fastball, but the Cleveland hitters were saying it got on him quicker than they had figured.
He's sneaky fast, Robbie Erlin.
The way they say it.
Yeah.
A ball, 2 strikes to Cabrera. Chases one in the dirt. That was the changeup, and the putout made it first base. Martinez to Miguel Cabrera. That'll bring up Alexei Amarista. And here's the Detroit Tiger defense on this Sunday afternoon. Patrolling the outfield, Davis, Jackson, and Hunter from left to right. At the corners, Castellanos and Cabrera. Gonzalez and Kinsler up the middle, and Victor Martinez moves behind the plate for the first time in the series. Brad Ausmus, former Padre player, and in the front office the last 3 years here with San Diego.
You know, some managers like to be perched on the top step, maybe by the railing of the dugout. Brad likes to sit down in his own chair there and talk to his bench coach, Gene Lamont.
Amarista flies that one to left, and Davis over to take a look, and it's just into the crowd, dropped, and Davis kindly tosses it back to the fan.
Motor City there now is given a tired excuse why he didn't come up with that one, and gets a little bit of love from the Motor City crew down there.
Yeah, go out and practice in Peoria. Maybe down in Lakeland, right? No, I'm trying to get him over on our side.
Oh,
then he'll
I got
catch
you.
the ball.
I got you.
Good cut by Amarista. 5 for 16. And that big pinch homer on his birthday last Sunday in Miami. That accounts for those 3 RBIs and the win against the Marlins.
There's that curveball. Boy, that really put him over the hump last year. You know, he didn't start throwing the curveball till recently. Like last year, he was trying to develop maybe like a slurve type pitch. He was working on the side, and the story goes that he found that curveball, and then the rest is history. He gets a lot of swings and misses, a lot of strikeouts on that number 2.
Little pop fly at home plate, not very high. Martinez makes the catch, 2 away. Scherzer was regarded highly out of the University of Missouri. It's no surprise that he's been successful. He was the #1 draft pick, first round by Arizona 8 years ago, the 11th overall player selected in that draft, and then traded in 2009 from Arizona to Detroit. One of the better deals made by the Tigers.
And it's only appropriate, right, that he ended up with the Tigers, right?
Yeah,
going to
right.
Missouri.
Missouri Tigers to Detroit Tigers. Yes, sir. That'll make you snarl. That's the kind of pitcher he was last year. 21-3. I liked your line. Those are little league numbers.
Oh. Locked in, Max Scherzer was last year.
Came to Detroit from Arizona with Edwin Jackson. Sorry, Jackson was in the trade. Daniel Slereth was the other player from Arizona to Detroit. Edwin Jackson and Ian Kennedy acquired by the Diamondbacks. Kennedy, of course, the pitcher last night for the Padres, took the loss in the 6-2 Detroit win. A lot of youngsters here.
Yeah,
a couple thousand Pony baseball youths.
Love the homemade signs. Put a lot of hard work into that to bring to the ball yard. And yeah, we love baseball too. Can't beat fun at the old ball yard. There it is. Nice work.
2-2. Misses high and away to Seth Smith. Padres looking for their first base runner. Jed Jerko on deck. He's all painted up. He's got his camo on. No, Smith did a good job of fouling that one off.
A lot of changeups to Seth Smith. That was a changeup out of the hand of Max Scherzer. As we know, Seth Smith loved the fastball. Max Scherzer knows that as well. Would be surprised if he throws him something off speed here. He's got that much confidence in those off speed pitches.
He went around. It was ball 4, but Smith could not check his swing. Couple of strikeouts for Scherzer. Gary Sinise, the actor, so much in support of the Wounded Warriors. What a job he's done. And he'll be chatting with us the next inning. Is retiring the side in order in the opening frame, and the middle 3 in the order for the Tigers. Miguel Cabrera leads it off here in the second, followed by Victor Martinez and Austin Jackson. And joining us is actor and American Gary Sinise. Thank you for being here today and all you're doing.
Thank you, Dick. Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
How did it all start? Was it any of your movies, or was it a trip to foreign countries or military bases where you became so engaged in helping our wounded warriors?
I think it starts with the family members who are veterans first, and then, I just got very, very involved with the military through Forrest Gump. Of course, played a wounded veteran, got involved with that about 20 years ago.
That was the start.
Yeah. That movie's 20 years old this summer.
Wow.
Time goes by quickly, but you do such a great thing. It was a very emotional pregame ceremony, and to see you down there with the Wounded Warriors, it's just. You're changing lives.
Well,
and I know you're a very humble man. I've seen your commercials, I've read up on you, but you've changed lives.
Well, there's a lot of lives that need some help.
Full count now to Miguel Cabrera leading off, and here's the pregame. If you weren't with us for the ceremonies, and Gary with 3 gentlemen, and you're helping with the Smart Home Project, and that needs some explanation for our fans.
Well, as you saw, we have a lot of very badly wounded folks out there. They obviously have some special needs. So my foundation, the Gary Sinise Foundation, is engaged in home building projects where we design these special technology homes that have smart technology in them to help make somebody who's missing 3 or 4 limbs more independent within their home. So we put a lot of cool things in there so that they can be more independent, not be so dependent on somebody else helping them.
Now, were those chaps down there at home plate, were they recipients of homes here in San Diego? Or?
One of them is already in their home, Juan Dominguez, and the 2 other ones, Nick Kimmel and Gerald Hancock, we're building for here in California.
How did you come up with that idea, Gary? I know your involvement, but how did you come up with the idea? You know what? These veterans, these people have sacrificed so much. When they come back, they need someplace to live and be comfortable in their world. How did that all come about?
Well, it started with the first surviving quadruple amputee. His name's Brendan Morocco, and I teamed up with another foundation in New York to help build him a house, and that led to a series of other programs. I'm at the hospital all the time, so I see at Walter Reed and Naval Medical Center here in San Diego a lot of badly wounded.
Martinez got into that one to left field, but it dies shy of the warning path. 5 up, 5 down for Tyson Ross against the Tigers. Austin Jackson steps up. Okay, let's get our fans involved here. How can the people watching this telecast help you out on this home project?
Well, thank you, Dick. One thing I would recommend is go to GarySineseFoundation.org. The first thing you'll see on there is a concert that we're playing in Lancaster for one of our wounded that was down there on the field, Gerald Hancock. I'm playing a concert for him May 10th, and all the information is there. We're going to build him a home in Lancaster, and there's all kinds of other ways that you can donate to support the Gary Sinise Foundation and some of the things we're doing.
Your message board said just if everyone here would give $10, I mean, there's going to be that's a significant amount.
That's absolutely true. You can text to donate right now, $10 to Padres 0 what?
Here it is right here.
Yeah, Padres 50555. Padres 50555. You can text to donate $10
or more.
Or more, sure. You know, we have a lot of badly wounded folks out there that we're trying to help.
Yeah, my wife did the run for the challenged athletes, the bike ride from San Francisco to San Diego, and she said when she was really tired on a couple of the runs, going over 100 miles a day, she'd look over and here comes someone pedaling with his arms, no legs, and she said, boy, it puts things in perspective.
It sure does, and you saw Rob out here, pedaling around. He went 5,000 miles or something like that from Maine to San Diego. Incredibly impressive folks that are out there just showing us that you just never quit. You keep at it, and life doesn't end if you.
They're all inspirations.
Yeah, absolutely.
And can I ask you if the typical home that say you're building, I know property costs the different values different places, but what would a home cost, the homes that you're building for them in a ballpark figure?
They're averaging between around $600,000, $600,000 to $700,000, depending on where it is. We're building all over the country. Here in California, depending on where it is, you have the land costs and all that kind of thing. But we also put this smart technology into the houses. But we're able to rally communities. People donate, plumbing, electric, drywall. People come in and help us. So that's what we want. We want our communities to take responsibility for the veterans that are in their communities, and this has been a long war, so there's a lot of residual effects from those wars.
Swing and a miss, and Austin Jackson strikes out. We wish we had more time, Gary, but we'll continue to talk about I think the very reception you received down at home plate from the fans here is an indication we're on your side.
This is a great community, and have a great day. This is a great ballpark to visit.
Gary, thank you for all you do. Appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Bottom of the second, Jerko, Headley, and Alonso against Max Scherzer. No base runners thus far. Both pitchers very impressive early on. Padres military opening day presented by Northrop Grumman. Jerko looking for his first home run of the season. Leads the club with a half dozen RBIs in the first 2 weeks.
You know what, Dick? I think we added a fan. Gary's going to stick with us. He loves baseball so much. I'm going to have him call a half inning.
He's welcome to chip in anytime he wants.
Who's your favorite team growing up, Gary?
Well, I'm a Cub fan. I got to say.
You're from Chicago, right?
I'm from Chicago, yeah. Wrigley's 100 years old now.
Yeah,
you know, that ballpark.
That's older than me.
Hey!
Oh, that ball hit well. Left field. Back. Jerko will touch them all.
You ain't going anywhere, Lieutenant Dan.
I think it's a good thing I'm here. Look at that.
That's sweet for Jerko. Remember, with 23 homers last year, he didn't hit one in April, and here on April 12th, he sends one long, and the Padres take the early lead against Max Scherzer 1-0.
And I tell you what, that's the kind of swing I like to see. 3-1. Come out of your shoes. You get a fat pitch, all over it. Great extension, no doubt about that one. Have a listen. Lieutenant Dan, I've got ice cream. Ice cream. Lieutenant Dan.
You got to watch him. He probably knows the entire script. Yeah.
You're the first Lieutenant Dan ice cream I've had today.
Does it get old? It can't. I mean, knowing the type of guy you are, it gets. You probably get concerned when people don't continue to do that. Right?
I haven't experienced that yet. The movie's 20 years old, and somehow it's always on television. People are always seeing it.
You know, greatness doesn't get old. You know, that's why it seems like yesterday, because it continues. You know, it's today when you haven't seen it, or even if you've seen it before.
I'll give you a tidbit. They're going to re-release the movie this summer as a 20th anniversary re-release.
Oh, that's great.
Love that movie.
Going to be in the theaters again.
Yonder Alonso. Well, Jerko hit his first home run. He's looking for his first as well. So growing up a Cubs fan, Gary Sinise, you must
can't
have
believe
had a
he did that.
Wait a minute. Don't encourage him.
Hey, you know what?
He knows the dialogue, the entire dialogue of a movie, not just the characters' names. He'll know the whole deal.
Oscar nomination, supporting role,
Yes.
1995.
Yes, sir.
Keep your head down and keep your socks dry.
Oh, my gosh. He's got the whole thing.
Told you. And this is off the top. It's not like he studied all night.
You're a movie buff.
I wouldn't say buff, but there are certain ones that really stick out. In Forrest Gump, I cry every time I see it.
Yeah.
I laugh.
That's a good.
I ponder and thought many times because there's a great message there.
Well, that was the beginning of my involvement with our wounded. I was contacted by the Disabled American Veterans Organization, and they invited me to come to their national convention. They wanted to honor me for playing a wounded veteran. I walked out, and there was all these wounded veterans going back to World War II, and I was just very moved by it and stayed actively involved in it.
3-2 to Alonso. He sends a fly ball at the mound, and Scherzer wants it himself.
There you go.
Two-handed catch the way Mark Grant used to do it.
I always say the pitcher, Gary Sinise, is the best athlete out on the field. He catches the ball probably more than any guy, right? He's getting the ball back from the catcher. Why not take control of a pop-up? And he did it right there.
He did.
What position were you growing up? Did you play ball?
I was a big Ron Santo fan, so I played third baseman as a kid. And
Wore 10 when you could, huh?
I did. Oh, yeah, I was a Ronnie fan, no question.
Talk about a guy who played with passion.
He was fun to watch. Yeah, he was fun to watch. Clicking his heels and everything.
Sure, yeah.
Well, he battled through a lot of tough health problems, and he wasn't going to give up, was he?
He did. A double amputee from diabetes, and I would come up in the booth when I'm at Wrigley, and I sing the seventh inning stretch and hang out with them. His spirit was so positive.
Always positive.
Always so positive.
Two outs here in the second. Jerko's leadoff home run, giving the Padres a 1-0 lead. Will Venable, the hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Do you keep in touch with Tom Hanks?
You know, I just saw him. If you go to GarySineseFoundation.org, our website, right on the homepage, you'll see something called Hollywood Salutes Heroes. And we brought 50 wounded warriors out from Walter Reed and Fort Belvoir, and we showed them the movie at Paramount Pictures, and Tom came over and, you know,
gets away. Can Venable beat the throw by Martinez? He pulled him off the bag, dropped it anyway. Safe. Boy, that was an all-around rough play for Scherzer. Martinez, and Venable winds up safe at first with 2 away. Strikeout E2.
Wasn't caught cleanly, hot potato. And you know what? Trying to create a throwing lane there was kind of tough because Martinez was close to the foul line, and he had to make the perfect throw, and it drew him off the bag at first base. Let's throw that up again, Gary. Here it is, Gary Sinise Foundation, and where they could text.
Take your time, folks. Get a pencil and paper. Write that down now. 50555. One-time $10 donation. Some of you are going to want to give 10 times that, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Rene Rivera, he's 2 for 10 with the bat. Got a couple of hits in Cleveland.
Well, you guys have a fantastic job.
It's a great gig, isn't it?
This is a great job.
We're living the dream, and we're getting paid for it.
This is amazing.
Get to see baseball every day. You know, as a kid and as a grown-up, you know, walking into, my dad explained it to me so beautifully when I was a young boy. I grew up in Detroit. He said, when we walk into the stadium, the first time he said, I want you to remember, we're walking into a ball park. It's not a stadium. You're walking into a park, and it opened up, and you saw the geometry and dirt and the grass. And it is, to this day, I can't wait to get to the ballpark every day. Foul tip. And Rene Rivera 1-2.
I know you're very busy, Gary, with your foundation, but you get a chance to see ball games. I mean, just as a fan.
I'll see 2 or 3. You know, I live in Los Angeles, so I'll probably catch a Dodgers game. Usually, the Cubs are in town when I go, or something. If I'm down here, I've tried to come when I can because I visit our military down here quite a bit. I love staying down here, and occasionally at Wrigley, of course.
Venable a threat to go. He hasn't stolen yet.
Well, he was leaning.
Yeah.
He was leaning.
Not a serious throw from Scherzer. I tell you what, Gary, I know you have to move on. Your people are saying you've got other places to go, but we're going to go see Jed Jerko after the game and get him to autograph a ball. And there's a reminder that you gave the Padres a 1-0 lead when you were in the booth. How's that?
Awesome.
We're going to do
great.
that.
That would be fantastic.
Be sure that we have the address and how to get it to you.
I'll make sure. Yes, I got my folks here. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You tell them I was up here pushing that ball out here.
2-2 coming up. Scherzer not serious yet on his throws to first base. A couple of soft tosses, but he's setting something up here. Brad Ausmus. 2-2. There's no pitch out coming up here. There's the serious.
Long set, because if a runner is out there, they get a little antsy, right? Get a little froggy, may give themselves away. They try to time it perfectly, and then the next thing you know, you get picked. I mean, that was almost like a couple of statues right there. Max Scherzer and Will Venable at first base. A couple of statues.
And Rivera strikes out chasing that breaking pitch. Third strikeout. Thanks again, Gary. You're always welcome.
Thank you so
Gary,
much.
thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Great fun.
And welcome back to San Diego. I am joined with really the star of today's game, Rob Jones. You threw out the first pitch, lost your legs in an explosion. You were a Marine in Afghanistan, and you rode across the country. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
It was 5,200 miles or so. I started in Maine. I rode my bike all the way to Camp Pendleton. Took me 181 days.
What was that moment like when you finished yesterday riding into Camp Pendleton?
It was really great because I got to see my family was there, and my team of supporters were there, and they got to see me finish, and they got to see the fruits of their hard work. So I really, it was great.
What was the hardest part in the country? Maybe mountains. The stretch for you that was the toughest.
I would say probably the toughest stretch was between Pueblo, Colorado, and San Francisco. It's a lot of mountains, very long mountains, and high altitude. So yeah, that was probably the toughest part.
You got to throw out the first pitch today. What did that mean for you? What was that feeling like to be on the field at Petco?
Oh, well, I love baseball, and it's my favorite sport. I grew up watching baseball, so I really appreciated everybody cheering me on, and the Padres for letting me come out and be a part of their celebration.
You did all this to raise money. Tell us a little bit about the foundation and how people can help.
There are 3 charities that I'm raising money for. Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, Ride to Recovery, and the Semper Fi Fund. They all kind of have their own niche that they fulfill with wounded veterans. And if you'd like to donate to them, you can go to my website, robjonesjourney.com, or you can go to their website.
Well, thank you so much. Such an inspiration.
Thanks.
Guys.
Thank you, Chris. It's a wonderful day, this first military day, and baseball fans getting a combination of the Padres with a 1-0 lead and hearing from the real heroes. And that often isn't attached to Hollywood's best.
Right.
And Gary Sinise is such an example of raising the consciousness. You know, it's so easy to wave these young men and women off to war and say good luck and come back safely, and they don't come back in one piece. There's the first hit off Ross as Gonzalez goes the other way. And those that have had their lives altered by the damage done, you know, it's our obligation to take care of that.
I tell you what, that's the first time I've met Gary Sinise, and he just went up on my chart as far as one of my favorite actors and humanitarians of all time. What a down-to-earth, great guy who walks the talk, doesn't he? I mean, so many people can say stuff about it and talk about it, and then just kind of push it aside or whatever, put their face on it. But this guy is just in deep with it and changing lives, which is great.
Scherzer, boy, had to fight that one off and did a good job. Moves his runner along with 2 outs into scoring position is Gonzalez on the sacrifice. 2-4 on the putout.
He was like a little kid up here when he wanted to stick around for another half inning.
Well, good thing the Cubs aren't playing today. He would have taken over.
Yeah.
No, the word that comes to mind after meeting him, that's the first time I've met him personally, is genuine.
Mm-hmm.
So Scherzer gets the customary compliments when you can put that sacrifice down, help out your own cause and your team. Here's leadoff man Rajai Davis. Fly to right field. Chases that slider. Ooh, comes up a little ouchy. That left or right hamstring might have grabbed on him.
Slider. Oh,
boy. He fooled the body of Davis with that slider. Of course, his greatest asset is his legs. Ability to be able to run. Apparently, it was just a twitch. Whether bad news out of Washington, Ryan Zimmerman, the outstanding third baseman, is out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken thumb. So we probably won't see him on the next road trip. The Padres go to Milwaukee, Washington, and San Francisco. Who made up that schedule?
Whew. All over the map.
Same pitch, same result. He chases and then reaches back for a moment at that right hamstring.
Go right back out there, Tyson Ross. The big key right here, we say it so many times after the Padres scoring that one in the second, throw up a 0 right here. Leave that runner stranded. You can see by the Fox tracks or Nissan Fox tracks down, missing down right there. 0-2. That's a good place to be.
He's probably going to be looking out there. And he grounds that one to third. Headley better hurry. And it's safe at first. There's the legs. Yeah, the hamstring looked pretty healthy there the way he stormed up the line. Infield hit. Swinging bunt by Davis.
He has to protect there, Davis does, and he gets a slider and he puts it in play. Chase Headley playing back. And as you mentioned, Dick, no problem with the legs there for Rajai Davis.
Gonzalez goes to third. And Davis with 5 steals. One would guess that he'll try to pick a spot and move to second base with Ian Kinsler coming up. 2 outs, runners at the corners, no score here in the third. Dave Clark has moved back into the third base coaching box, but he was frighteningly close to home plate with Davis at bat.
Well, Tyson Ross thinking right along there with you, Professor. Might be a spot to go. He's stretching it, isn't he? That right leg.
Stole a couple of bases on Friday night. He bluffs. Ground ball. Jerko gloves it into the hole and throws him out. Good play by Jed. He had the range. And the Tigers leave runners at first and third. Padres lead it 1-0. Fan Express brought the Marines from Miramar and Camp Pendleton to the ball yard today, and some of their family, as Fox Sports San Diego proudly supports our military. This is the first of 13 military Sundays, our opening day.
Now that's the way to travel to a ball game.
Yeah. Padres with a 1-0 lead, bottom of the third. Tyson Ross leads it off, trying to bunt his way aboard. 1-1. Ross, of course, has had to adjust his swing since that dislocated shoulder in Los Angeles a couple of years ago, so he doesn't take the full cut that he used to.
Oh, yeah.
More concentrated, short, compact.
Hey, Dick, you know, my mind works in strange ways, as you know. You know what I've noticed about Buddy? When they're wearing the camos, he's usually got the blue jacket on. They took it a step further. They got the khaki jacket issued which I think is a great touch. Rather than wearing the camos and the dark hat, Buddy will have the blue jacket. Well, somebody stepped it up and got the khaki brown jacket, which I think ties in nicely.
Completely. That's a cold strike 3, and Scherzer has his 4th strikeout. Make that 5. Right. Venable reached safely on the strikeout.
Good location of the fastball down.
That's 3 in a row. Venable, Rivera, and Ross striking out. Top of the order, Everett Cabrera. He struck out in the 1st inning. Now coming up in the top of the 4th, we're going to make a trade. Just a 1-inning trade.
Oh, we got a trade in the works, huh?
Yeah, 1-inning trade. As you look at Cabrera's 5-game hitting streak.
Yeah, that's nice. 10 hits.
That ball hit down in the left field corner, but slicing foul into the very.
Oh, not again! Oh, really?
Is that the same fan?
That guy better go put on a costume, a mask, and change that shirt. He is not going to hear the end of it. This is the one we just saw. Clank. Check that glove. Does it say Calphalon on it? Non-stick.
3-1 now to Cabrera. So we're going to switch. Mario Impemba on Fox Detroit Sports, who's their play-by-play man, is going to come over and take my seat, and I'm going to go over and join the Detroit Tiger Fox network. Spend an inning. Get a chance to talk to all the family back in the Wolverine state.
Yeah.
Reflect on my memories as a young kid.
Are they watching back in Armada?
I think they got
TVs there?
Yeah, it's out of black and someone said it's out of black and white. That they've got color now there in Armada. Ground ball up the middle and into center field. Not hit hard, but Cabrera's been picking on just that area of the ball diamond, hitting it up the middle, and that's why he does have now a 6-game hitting streak.
Well, we talked about it, and Mark Sweeney's talked about it quite a bit, how Everett Cabrera has improved, shortening up the swing, not being long, and just kind of playing a little game of pepper. Look at him choking up there, and they're just taking it. It's kind of all upper body, all arms. It really doesn't have that oomph of a swing, but it doesn't matter because he just sent it right back where it was pitched from, and he is aboard with a base hit.
You know, at age 27, he's learned a very valuable lesson. This is going to make him a more important player. They expect a possible steal, the pitch out. Cabrera staying. Yeah, when you were a little kid hitting, what did the coach say when you had 2 strikes on you?
Take 2 and go to right. Choke up a little bit.
Yeah, choke up on there.
Right.
You know, yeah, come on. Hubba hubba. Amarista has yet to learn that lesson. Hopefully he might pick up the tip from Cabrera.
I think that's a timed play right there where Scherzer comes to a set and just holds. Either the runner will call time, the hitter will call time. They just want to get a read on what Cabrera is going to be doing. He might be leaning that way a little bit, twitching a little bit, as Brad Osmus calls a pitch out, the first pitch.
He bluffs, and the ball away to the screen as it eludes catcher Martinez. So he doesn't have to use the full effort to reach second. He's able to jog over there. I think that's going to be a pass ball. Let's see.
I thought initially, Dick, I'm right there with you. I thought it was a very catchable ball for Martinez.
But apparently, if it hits the ground, doesn't matter. Then it's a wild pitch, and that's how it's scored. But a break for the Padres with 1 out, a man in scoring position. They did take advantage. Last night they were just 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. 2-0 to Amarista. Lined into the crowd.
You know, last night's game, Dick, it's worth talking about again, but the thing that was so frustrating is that Verlander, he was vulnerable last night. Padres had a chance to get to him,
especially early.
Trailing 4-2. A base runner here, a hit there. And believe it or not, his pitch ratio, when you talk about fastballs and off-speed stuff, It was 40-60, 40% fastballs, 60% off-speed stuff. So he was flipping that off-speed stuff up there with regularity.
Three and one.
Good count here.
Justin Verlander going 7 innings, scattered 8 hits, 2 runs, only 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. He was stronger at the end of the game than at the start. His first win of the year. He contributed with his 2 base hits, his first ever as a big leaguer. All 4. The Padres got something brewing here in the 3rd. Amarista joins Cabrera, and that'll bring up Seth Smith. First walk from Scherzer.
Oh, a little coaching, a little counseling from Victor Martinez. Padres get a little bit of a rally going here with 1 out.
Now this is the situation like tonight. Here's an opportunity. You got Ben out there. Somebody's got to deliver the big hit.
Let's see if Scherzer starts him off with a changeup. Runner in scoring position. Left-handed hitter who loves the fastball. Let's see what his selection is here for the first pitch. I'm guessing it's going to be off speed.
Smith struck out in the first inning. He had a good cut.
Oh, I was wrong. Fastball at 92.
I think that's the first time you've been wrong this season.
Oh, come on, Professor.
Yeah, well,
a couple times 100.
Hey, that's part.
It's
if
great.
you couldn't guess first guess, I'm talking first
Right,
guess.
right.
That's what baseball's all about.
Sure.
You go to you don't have to be an announcer. You're a fan. You're doing the same thing. Hit well to left field. That'll chase Davis back, way back, and he makes a diving catch. Oh my! Back to second goes Cabrera as Davis denies the Padres what would have been at least 1 run on a terrific catch. Either that hamstring pull was nothing, or he's the best actor going for Detroit. I mean, he's certainly hasn't lost any speed.
This is a big league catch here. Rajay Davis going back, and that ball slicing off the bat. You can see how he's kind of going more towards the line as he realizes the tracking of that baseball, and in the webbing, secures it. Oh, that's a good catch. Great play.
I didn't think he was going to get there.
I didn't either.
So 2 away to Jed Jerko. Homered his last time and looks at a fastball strike at 93. Well, sometimes runners in scoring position, you do square up one and you just aren't fortunate. The other guys make a good play.
You just got to tip your helmet on that one, don't you?
Yeah. That's baseball. I learned that from you.
No, I learned it from Bud.
Timeout. Plenty of speed aboard with Cabrera at second and Amarista at first.
Good layoff there by Jed, recognizing the breaking ball, especially after Scherzer getting ahead 0-1.
You notice the SD logo that's always behind the mound, but
Yep.
they put the bars there on Military Sunday. Nice touch.
Nice pickup. Yep. Looks good.
Oh, Jed has to feel so good after finally getting that home run
Yep.
today. Fourth series of the season. The Padres trying to win their first series. Splitting the first 2 games. Wouldn't bite. 2-2.
You know, Dick, we talk about Tyson Ross making an adjustment from first base side to the middle of the rubber. Look at Max Scherzer. He goes towards the extreme third base side. Now, as a right-handed hitter, he's coming right at your hip pocket, isn't he? And then he gets that angle down and away coming from that angle as well.
In the dirt, blocked by Martinez, and Jerko has worked the count full.
And he also throws across his body a little bit, so it looks like he's really coming at you with that front foot landing.
Runners off with a pitch. Cabrera from second, Amarista from first. Just in case they took an early start, Scherzer gives a look back at Cabrera.
You can see where his foot on the rubber is, and then in relation to the landing area. I mean, that's kind of thrown across his body a little bit, so an extra angle to the right-handed hitter.
Chop to the mound, and Scherzer flips it to first, and the inning's over. Well, thanks to the left fielder, Rajai Davis, the Padres are held scoreless in the third. Great catch denies. It's 1-0 San Diego.
Game, top of the fourth here as the Tigers in town for a 3-game series, and we've got a little announcer swap. Yes, sir-ree. Mario Impemba, the voice of the Detroit Tigers on their TV site, Fox Sports Detroit. Welcome.
You know, I'm a little apprehensive about doing this because I heard that you're a really uptight kind of guy, so I was worried about coming into this booth here and stepping in for Dick Enberg.
It's good to have you. 13th year with the Tigers.
It's great to be here, but I'll tell you what, the Tigers fans got the best of this swap. There's no doubt about it with Dick Enberg going over. There he is, Dick, working with my partner Rod Allen right now in the Detroit booth. But it's a pleasure to join you here. The Tigers and Padres don't get to play very often. It's fun coming down here to San Diego.
What's the best part about coming to San Diego? Obviously, I'm going to throw the weather out because everybody loves the weather.
Well, you know what? I love Southern California. I did 7 years with the Angels in Anaheim, so I got used to this area before going back home to Detroit. As Torrey Hunter slaps one down the right field line, he'll take the turn and head to second, and that'll be a leadoff double for Torrey. But the people here are great. The weather here is great. It's always fun to come to Southern California. Hunter with a leadoff double.
So your Tiger team, I mean, we talk about the pitching, but what a great guy to have on the team, the veteran Torrey Hunter, what he does, not only in the outfield, but also with the bat at his, because he's getting a little long in the tooth there.
Yeah, you know what? He's in his upper 30s, as we call it now. We don't want to identify it exactly, as Torrey says, but he's at about 80% right now. He banged up his knee in Los Angeles coming earlier on this road trip, but he's one of those guys that just battles every day. And as you say, Mark, he just really, really takes the young players under his wing. And that's just a terrific part of what he does.
Mario, it's got to be something coming to the ballpark every day and seeing this kid hit. And I say kid, obviously, because he's a lot older.
Well, Cabrera drives one deep into right field. This is going to go to the track and to the wall before it's caught by Will Venable. It'll move the runner up. And Hunter now goes to third base.
I should say I'm a lot older than Miguel Cabrera. But you know what? One thing, looking at everything in this 3-game series, the Padres pitchers have pitched very well to Miguel Cabrera. And this is one of his strengths, like you've seen so many times, him trying to go the opposite way.
Yeah, and we haven't seen a whole lot of this. Miguel is at his best when he drives the ball to the gap to right field and right center. Now, he was mentioning the other day, because of the injuries he had last year, perhaps he picked up some bad tips and bad ways of going about things. And so the habits he has to break now to get back to the old Miguel Cabrera. But that's a good sign right there, driving the ball to the opposite field.
And Bud Black bringing the infield in just a little bit past the cutoff as far as the grass and the dirt are concerned, hoping for a grounder.
And Victor Martinez instead slaps it to center field. That's a base hit, and Martinez, just like that, puts the Tigers on the board. And to tie the game at 1. That, without question, Mark, is one of the strengths of this Tigers team. And you've got some professional hitters in the middle of this lineup, and Victor is certainly one of them.
Don't you love the Phantom Cam?
Phantom Cam might be the best invention ever.
Your Tigers come to the ballpark with their hitting shoes on. I mean, my goodness, when you look at the lineup, there's really not a lot of, how can I say it, comfort time for a pitcher to sit back and say, oh, you know what, I'm not too concerned about this at bat.
No, it's a little bit different this year, though, as Austin Jackson steps in. The Tigers, you know, they had Prince Fielder the last couple of years. They got to the World Series, and last year they flamed out against Boston. But this is a team now that's built a little bit more around speed. They traded Prince Fielder away. They brought in Rajai Davis. They brought in Ian Kinsler in that deal for Fielder. So they've retooled a little bit, but they still have a lot of quality hitters in that lineup. Jackson struck out his first time up. I'm loving Tyson Ross. This kid looks like he's a keeper.
He's really turned it around. His last start was not a good one. Had no feel for the fastball. Had no feel for the slider. But today, right out of the gate, 13-pitch first inning. And I think that really set the tone for the big right-hander. Nice two-seamer there.
When we saw Ross in the American League with the Oakland Athletics, I was talking to Rod about this, my partner in Tiger Television. We did not remember this kind of slider.
Yeah. Darren Balsley is a big advocate of Tyson Ross. He's worked with him. The Padres, when they acquired him, knew that he had the good power fastball, the two-seam fastball, and that slider. So it was kind of just a little refining of that pitch. And a good swing and miss ratio, too. Top five in Major League Baseball. There it is there.
Wow. Standing pitch, and Jackson goes down.
Hey, you're a Michigander. I mean, this is right up your alley. Not only being a baseball fan, but you were born in Detroit.
Well, and I'm also a Dick Enberg fan because obviously Dick is from Michigan, and you know, he's been an idol for so many of us in the broadcasting business. So you all are fortunate here to have Dick Enberg.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, I mean, this is a dream for me. I did 7 years with the Angels, and then hopped to Detroit to do TV for them. So when you get a chance to do your hometown team, it's pretty special. Here is Nick Castellanos with 2 outs. Tigers have tied it up here in the 4th. And Castellanos waves and misses. You are looking at probably the Tigers' best prospect right now in Castellanos. And really, over the years, they've developed some good pitchers, guys like Porcello and Verlander, but not too many position players. And that's going to change now with Castellanos.
And he can play a lot of positions, right, Mario?
Well, they had him in the outfield. They've had him in the infield. He's playing third base right now. When we had Prince Fielder in Detroit, they had to play him in the outfield because there was just no room at third base with Miggy there. So terrific looking prospect, though. He can really hit. No balls and 2 strikes. Make it 1-2 now on Nick Castellanos.
See Tyson trying to expand the strike zone there with the slider. And that goes 2 ways. One is you have to be confident enough to throw that pitch off the plate. And secondly, Rene Rivera have confidence in your catcher to block that ball right there where he didn't swing at it. You can see where he's missing. Ahead with the first pitch, second pitch in the strike zone, and then third trying to make him fish for it.
Here's the 1-2. How about the job that Rivera did with Cashner in the first game?
Wasn't that fun to watch?
Unbelievable.
You know, everybody was focused on Andrew Cashner, rightfully so, because of his stuff. But Rene Rivera works very well with Cash. He's a cheerleader. He's a coach. He frames well behind the plate. He just did a great job. And there's Andrew.
Do you believe in the personal catcher for individual pitchers?
If it works for between the ears of the pitcher out there, I'm a big fan of it. If your pitcher is going to be more comfortable out there with a personal catcher, I say go for it.
Hit at the ground to second base. Jerko has it there. And Castellanos is out to retire the side. Tigers tied up on the RBI single by Victor Martinez.
Nice upgrade, thanks Northrop Grumman. They found their way into the Omni Premier Club, and we're going to talk to Kyrie. And you guys are all taking pictures down here and some selfies. How's the view from this area?
It's great, man. It's great to be here. The upgrades is beautiful. I mean, can't say anything else. I mean, it's an honor to be here.
How have you enjoyed the game so far?
I'm loving it so far. I mean, the home run in the second inning, it got to me. But now they caught up, so.
Sounds good. We also have a big baseball guy over here, so I'm going to ask you, what's the outcome of this game? What's going to happen?
Padres are definitely going to take it 7-4, maybe.
I like that. Well, you guys enjoy the view. Mario, back to you.
All right, Chris, thanks very much. 1-1 is indeed our score. You know, it's a great thing that you're doing with the military here, Mud, because those guys deserve all the credit.
What a pregame ceremony, wasn't it?
Oh, it was stunning. And, in fact, back in Detroit, Justin Verlander, every day he pitches, will host military in his personal suite there.
Nice.
So, yeah, which is kind of cool.
You know, Trevor Hoffman used to do that for the
right?
Marines. Yeah, because he came from a military family. His dad was a Marine, and his wife's dad was in the military as well. So it was a nice gesture on their part. That's great.
That is their perspective from the seats here at Petco Park. Chase Headley is leading it off for the Padres here in a 1-1 game. And Max Scherzer has just delivered ball 4. Leadoff man on for San Diego.
Mario, what makes Max Scherzer so special? I mean, we know about the numbers.
Yeah, well, I mean, 3 above average pitches. He's got the fastball, the slider, and the changeup, but he's also added a curveball now that he throws a lot against right-handed batters, and that kind of has taken him from a really good pitcher to a guy that can win a Cy Young, which obviously he did last year, and Max was just on an incredible roll last year. In fact, Scherzer won his first 13 consecutive decisions.
Unbelievable.
Alonso fouls it back out of play.
Hey, how's our good friend Brad Ausmus doing at the helm? He's got the keys to the Tigers, huh?
You know what? We had Jim Leyland since 2006. He brought him to a couple of World Series, but Brad is such a different animal. He's such a different personality. He is so laid back. You see him on the bench, and he's just kind of cool and calm where, you know, the old skipper would be marching up and down the dugouts and barking at people. But boy, oh boy, he's done a great job. And the one thing he's done is kind of loosened up the Tigers clubhouse. They did some weird stuff during spring training, had some basketball competitions.
Yeah.
They brought an alligator into the locker room.
Well, you know, Buddy Black did that because he learned a lot from Mike Scioscia. As you take a look at the resume of Brad Ausmus, Buddy learned a lot from Mike Scioscia being the pitching coach for the Angels, and then Buddy incorporated that here in San Diego, having some fun with the rookies. He'll give them homework assignments.
Right.
Hey, where did you grow up? Buffalo, New York. I expect a full-on assignment on Buffalo, New York, so you can inform our players about where you grew up. And it loosens everybody up, and it helps with the camaraderie as well.
Well, you know what? Mike Scioscia has quite a tree. I mean, Buddy Black was under him. Joe Madden was under him. And Mike, of course, done a terrific job in Anaheim over the years.
Ron Renicky also.
Ron Renicky, there's
Milwaukee.
another one. Good call on that. Yonder Alonso, the batter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Leadoff walk here in the 4th. And this is what Scherzer does, Mark. He doesn't have a great pickoff move. You'll not see him really let it go. But what he likes to do to slow down the running game is hold the baseball. And as you know, whatever you need to do to be effective.
We saw that a couple innings ago. It was like a couple of statues out there. Will Venable on first, and Scherzer came to a complete stop. And that is a design play to where they'll get it from the dugout. We want you to come set and just hold. If the runner calls time, if the batter calls time or whatever, we just want you to hold to see if the runner's going to give us some type of tip on if he's leaning that way or not.
And that's something that Max actually will practice in the bullpen when he's throwing his side, and even when he's warming up before games. He will actually practice holding the baseball for 6, 7, 8 seconds to kind of get into that groove, because he's not a guy that really feels comfortable letting it go on his pickoff throws. So this is just something he has found to affect the running game.
You know, Mario, part of our Fox family here in San Diego is Mark Sweeney, the hitting guru. He joins us in the 4th and 5th inning, and he's joining us right now, and he had a question for you. Marco.
Yeah, I think that's funny to say guru, but I enjoy talking about it. I welcome Mario, and welcome to the Bald Mark Show, because that's what we have here in San Diego at Fox Sports. But wanted to ask you the influence of Wally Joyner, the new hitting coach, and I know he meshes well with Brad Ausmus, but how that's been going as well, because we are big fans of Wally Joyner here.
You know, it's been going really well, Mark, and it's a good question, because I've asked a lot of the Tigers, what is the difference between Wally Joyner and Lloyd McClendon, who was the hitting coach here the last couple of years? And, you know, a lot of them really like the approach that Wally has taken with them. I think that, you know, when you have different hitting coaches and different approaches, I think it's a little bit maybe more analytical now than it was with Lloyd McClendon. So to each his own, there are different strokes, but so far they have really responded well to Wally. Alonso is the hitter here. 3-2 the count. Driven foul back out of play. Leadoff walk to Headley. The Tigers tied it up after the Jerko home run in the 2nd.
Hey, one thing, guys, Mark Sweeney and Mario Impemba. How about the Padres getting that pitch count up for Scherzer? 75 pitches here and nobody out in the 4th inning.
You know, and they did the same thing to Verlander last night with that 31 pitch first, I believe it was. Very impressive. Another foul back out of play. And that can become important, Mark, when you consider the Tigers' bullpen has really struggled so far this year.
Well, guys, you can also see, too, just competitive in the batter's box. Sometimes you have to battle. Those fastballs are coming at a different pace, and they pitch with their fastballs, both Verlander and Scherzer. But you can see the Padres doing a much better job at battling in the strike zone and trying to look for that mistake.
9th pitch coming this at bat to Yonder Alonso. He's trying to go that way. A lot of foul balls down that way. And Mario, you know what? I'm not so sure about the fan base that's here in San Diego that are representing the Tigers. This cat right here, Mr. Motor City.
What about him?
I don't know about him. That's my question. Look at this. This is the catch he didn't make.
Oh, my goodness.
That's number 2. That's the second one.
Really?
He's had 2 chances.
So you're basically saying those Tiger fans are unathletic. Wow, what an at-bat there for Yonder Alonso.
Great battle.
You know, that's the type of an at-bat that could maybe cost Scherzer an extra inning. I mean, his pitch count, as you mentioned, has jumped up, and now Jeff Jones will come out.
That was a 10-pitch at-bat. Well, the numbers were phenomenal last year for Max Scherzer. And Mario, you saw each and every one of them. Most career wins since 2012. Scherzer is up there on the top of the list. Dickey, Lynn, Wainwright, and Gonzalez.
Well, Max had one of those years last year that you just don't see all that often. He won his 20th game of the month of September, and it took him a couple of opportunities to get it. But, you know, Scherzer was one of those guys that's kind of amazing because, Mark, as you look at his delivery, it's not an easily repeatable delivery, and that's something he struggled with early in his career. But once he figured it out, he absolutely took off. And you guys saw him in the National League at Arizona. He's a different guy now.
Yeah. And on the other side is Verlander, who repeats his delivery the same each and every time.
Yeah, great point. I mean, he is as fluid as they come.
There's the pitch count, 78 pitches. Boy, a heavy workload there in the second, third, and now here in the fourth.
Here is Will Venable. And he lines one to right field. That's going to get down and go to the corner. Headley coming around third. He will score. Alonso right behind him. He'll send him home. Relay to the plate. Not in time. And Will Venable has driven in two with a double to right.
Boy, did Will Venable need that. Shaking up his teammates, shaking up the crowd here on Game 3. It's a hanging fastball. That was one of the keys of the game, Mario. We come up with these keys. One of them was get a mistake from Scherzer and capitalize on it. Up, middle, in. And Mark Sweeney, from your vantage point, that's exactly what the Padres needed.
Yeah, and you credit Yonder Alonso for working that at bat previously and giving Will Venable that opportunity to be aggressive on that fastball, getting that mistake up. But he has history, 3 for 7 coming into this ball game. Nice swing by Will Venable.
That'll bring up the catcher, Rene Rivera. He waves and misses 0-1. Well, Scherzer coming into this game had walked just 2 in his previous 2 starts, 2 total. And so he's given up 3 walks in this game, and 2 of them have come around to score. Meanwhile, how about the Padres? They've been double happy, haven't they?
A lot of doubles. I'm surprised they're still standing on their 2 feet.
17th double in their last.
Yo, bartender, Joe Boo needs a refill.
We're not talking about those doubles, Mud.
Hey, yeah, okay. Tell your story walking there, Cha-Cha.
Talking about doubles. There we go.
Yeah.
Did you just call him Cha-Cha?
Yeah, I did.
And he brought his glove, too. That's what makes it embarrassing. If you're going to miss, it better be air-handed, not with your glove. Scherzer ready with the 0-1.
And for these Padre hitters, and Mark Sweeney, you know this, when you're on a team and you want to get things going, you want it to be contagious. A good at-bat is needed right here from Rene Rivera. Still nobody out.
Yeah, Mark, this is a situation, too, especially when you're those utility players, those backup catchers. You have to do the little things. Try to move the runner, and Max Scherzer knows this situation, too.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Rivera. Hey, Mark Sweeney, how does Scherzer's stuff look field side down there?
Looking down here, he just rides his legs, and what impresses me, too, as a pitcher, we see that delivery that you talked about, Mario, not repeating it, but you can see him just riding his legs, and that power is very impressive close to the field.
Scherzer has not recorded an out yet here in the 4th. He's given up a couple of walks and a 2-base hit, driving in 2. Will Venable putting the Padres ahead 3-1. Wave and a miss, and down goes Rivera.
Well, Mark Sweeney alluded to the delivery of Max Scherzer, and it's a low 3/4. I mean, we look at the release point. You could draw a direct line from maybe the bill of his cap or his nose right across there. And good extension on that follow-through from Max Scherzer. Kind of, I don't want to say he's a drop-and-drive type guy, but he does use those legs quite nicely to try to get the most out of each and every pitch.
Here's Tyson Ross now.
That's why he pitches up in the zone sometimes,
no doubt,
with that arm angle that he has.
Runner started breaking to third base, and Venable gets back. How is that phantom cam for pitchers? I've had so many pitchers come up to me and say, you know, that would be a great teaching tool. You know, it slows everything down. You can see the arm angle. You can see the rotation of the arm.
The release of the baseball.
Release ball. Yeah.
It's a great tool.
There it is. And it's not cheap either. That's an expensive piece of equipment.
Yes, it is.
Here's a bouncing ball, going to get through, base hit. Venable around third, they'll send him home. Davis's throw off target. It's an RBI single for Tyson Ross. And the Padres have put up a 3 spot on the Cy Young Award winner Max Scherzer.
Tyson Ross is saying to himself, you know what, Justin Verlander had a couple knocks last night. Why not me help my own cause and single through? You know, the infield was kind of drawn in a little bit. Glenn Hoffman waving him around. Venable for the score easily. Look at, there's the Ferris wheel. There's the windmill. And the Padres adding on.
So Jeff Jones, now the pitching coach for the Tigers, gets on the phone, and they certainly didn't expect in a ball game started by Scherzer to get in touch with the bullpen in the 4th inning.
So you got some long guys down there. Pekonen, Smiley, or is he kind of?
Well, Smiley right now is our 5th starter, right? But he is pitching out of the bullpen right now. Probably would not pitch multiple innings because he will start on the Tigers' next homestand.
And you mentioned it earlier, is Brad Ausmus is can only look at the bullpen right now, and that's been one of the things that's been kind of weary right now for the Tigers.
It really has. Phil Cope right now is warming up in the Detroit bullpen, but the ERA for the Tigers starters has been fabulous. The bullpen is about 5.5. Joe Nathan has had his struggles. 1 ball and 1 strike on Everett Cabrera. There's Phil Koch beginning to tune up. Koch a couple of years ago was actually closing games in the postseason, but he lost his touch and struggled last year. He made the team out of spring training this year and now tuning up in the pen. Cabrera is 1 for 2 in this ball game.
Change up, boy, that's a nasty one.
Well, I mean, the last 2 nights you've watched a couple of guys that really have 3 above average pitches in the big leagues, and you really don't see that often.
You know, I was really surprised last night, Mario, the breakdown of Verlander. Fastballs to breaking balls.
Right.
It was almost like 40-60.
Yeah.
40% fastballs and the rest breaking stuff, off speed.
And you don't see that, or we haven't seen that as often, but JV kind of flipped the script a little bit. Oh, my goodness,
wow.
Look at this. Is this a family member? Must be.
Oh, gosh.
It's on the sale rack, right?
Yeah. Just come in and take it.
You're going to be kicking me out of your booth in a minute. As down goes Cabrera. Well, we go back a long way because you were a pitcher in AAA Tucson back in 1993. And I can tell you, folks, Mark Brandt would sit in the bullpen and actually do play-by-play out there.
We would. Me and Todd Jones.
Todd Jones, yeah, absolutely.
I can't remember who else was in that bullpen, but we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, the minor leagues, that's where you really – I made a lot of friendships in the big leagues, obviously. But I can name 12, 15 guys who I could pick up the horn right now that played within the minor leagues and just yucked it up for about a half hour. And some great times in the minor leagues.
That's pretty cool.
And as an announcer, too, you're probably closer to the players as well. Huh?
No doubt. I mean, you run into so many guys that, as a broadcaster, you would broadcast their games in the minor leagues, and now they've become big league players. And, yeah, it's a blast. Alexei Amarista, the batter. Scherzer's 0-1 is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
With some great battles, Mario and Mark Sweeney, this Padre, these hitters that have come up to the plate this inning in the bottom of the 4th, making Scherzer work. He's up to 90 pitches. It's a good sign for these Friars.
Fouled back out of play. 1-2 now on Amarista.
Yeah, guys, you got to go back to Yonder Alonso's at bat in this inning to really spike that pitch count, the foul balls of the fastballs, but working that walk, and you saw the big hit by Will Venable. But the Padres have to do this. They have to compete in the batter's box, and they're doing a much better job of that this series.
And Mark has a good way of putting it, competing. I talked to Buddy Black before this series started, and he says right now without Quinton, your ball club right now has to scrap for runs. And this is a good example of scrapping. It's a bouncing ball to short, and Gonzalez for the final out of the inning. Big inning, though, and we appreciate it. Mud, thanks very much.
Mario, you're the best. Welcome to San Diego. It's been a blast.
Take care, man. Appreciate it.
Mario Impemba, voice of the Tigers.
Baseball by Northrop Grumman. Padres Military Opening Day presented by Northrop Grumman. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. By Jack in the Box. Try the new Bacon Insider. It's got bacon mixed right into the patty. And by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Well, the Padres, a little 3-run eruption in the 4th inning with Headley and Alonso setting the table with hard-earned walks. They really battled to get those walks, and then that key blow by Venable, he was due. You read it. Didn't you pick Venable?
I did.
Yeah, you said, you got the feeling this is going to be the day.
And that was one of the keys, Dick. Remember the keys of the game. Take a mistake out of the hand of Scherzer and capitalize on it. He did just that. Did you say hi to all the Michiganders over there?
Oh, that was great. That just... that
was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think part of the reason I was emotional today was not only the military is so touching and stirring, is the fact that, I grew up with a family. My grandfather went to 35 straight Tiger openers. My dad, my mom were big baseball fans, and I'm thinking about all that. And then all the memories as a kid, hitchhiking from Armada to the farm to go to the ball game. It was 40 miles. You hope somebody gave you a ride, and following ball players to the ballpark and sitting out in the bleachers with my dad. And Mario, I just said, hey, you better get in here. The phone's ringing back home. They get that old man in. We're out of here. the Tigers have fallen 4-1. Ground ball to third. Headley braces and fires.
Well, I'm glad you got a chance to do that.
That was nice.
That's really special for you.
And you know what? Unlike Southern California, and it's no knock on Los Angeles or San Diego. Hey, we love here. I mean, we're in the, as I said over there, America's finest city. Someone has to live here. In Detroit, baseball's more important. There's too many other distractions here. Good distractions, but there are other sports or other activities. But when baseball season's on in Detroit and Michigan, Lower and Upper Peninsula, everyone's a Tiger fan. I mean, I bet I didn't talk to 3 Padre fans over there. And in fact, all my family, my relatives, my friends from Central Michigan, they're all saying, hey, get him out of there. He's helping out the other team. We want the Tigers to win. But yes, that was a nice experience.
Dick, I just wanted to ask you too, any Chippewa talk in that inning?
You
had to slip it in there.
I didn't get one Chippewa in there, and that probably I've alienated those folks now too. I did get a Central Michigan in. That was nice. I told the story about when I was with the Angels, because when I was a kid I wanted to play right field for the Tigers. That was my dream.
Some other guy took it away from you, though.
I was 18 and he was 18.
He was a pretty good player, wasn't he?
A guy named Kaline.
Yeah.
Alkaline. It was not acid. It was alkaline. And Al Kaline was 18 and came over from Baltimore right out of high school. That was one of the very first, might have been the first guy to sign high school graduation and go right to the big leagues. And so many years later, when I was doing the Angels with Don Drysdale, Al Kaline's son or daughter was graduating high school. Boy, that's a good rip. Oh, what a stop by Jerko! Throws him out. Oh my! A bullet headed for right field, and Jed Jerko with a home run today steals this one out of center field, right center. That's one of the best plays of the season.
That's one of those where Tyson Ross has got to give the old salute to him. Yeah, you go, big boy. Way to pick up his pitcher. That is a big league play right there.
Well, guys, the big home run in the second, but also Jed Jerko with that big play, settling in to the Jed Jerko we saw after that injury last year. I thought that's when he felt very comfortable as a big leaguer.
Yeah, he's having himself a nice Sunday, isn't he? Goes to the top of the order, and Rajai Davis, infield hit and a fly ball to right. Just to complete the story, the Tigers called the Angels and said, could Dick Enberg, oops, that wasn't intentional. In fact, I don't even think it was a breaking ball, wasn't it, Mark?
Tough to tell. I don't know if they got a, let's take a look. It looks like a fastball that just got away from him.
So Davis, who had claimed by action he had some hamstring problems and then raced out an infield hit and made the tremendous catch in left field as a board hit by a pitch. I'll try to finish this story here. So they called and said, could Enberg call the Sunday telecast back to Detroit because Al Kaline, who was the announcer, couldn't make it because of the graduation. And I couldn't wait to come on the air. Ooh, close over there. And with a big smile say, when I was 18, right field was going to be mine. And for the Detroit Tigers, Al Kaline took it away from me. And finally, I get to replace Al Kaline.
Very nice. Hey, on this play right here, as Davis goes back, very close, right? Well, about 10 seconds after that, Yonder Alonso looked to the dugout and kind of waved off with his glove to Bud Black, saying that, you know what, no need to challenge there. He came back safely.
Well, also, Mark, on that play, credit Mike Winters, the first base umpire, not having the tag with Yonder Alonso, and he saw it right there. Good position.
Padres lead 4-1 here in the top of the fifth. 2 outs. Kinsler up. He's grounded out twice.
Here's that play again as Yonder, see him waving his glove. Nope, don't worry about it. Missed the tag. No need to challenge.
Either Rajai Davis is super ouchy today and feels everything. He grabbed his hamstring like he wouldn't play for a month, and then he made a great catch in left, ran out of the ball. Now he's fidgeting with something else. Toward the hole, tough play. Cabrera, long throw. Now we get Kinsler. He runs much too well. Infield hit for Kinsler, and that brings the tying run to the plate. Torrey Hunter.
Well, out in front of the breaking ball right there, and a long throw. Kinsler getting down the line quite nicely there. No way for Cabrera to go to second base for the force because Rajai Davis, with 2 outs, he's gone with the crack of the bat. He was getting to second base quickly. And a good job, Mark Sweeney, by Yonder Alonso. I mean, coming off the bag, right? Going to the baseball rather than letting the baseball travel and try to pick it because there's no way they were going to get him.
Yeah, such a good point, Mark, because when you're a first baseman, you have to be in an athletic position and assume that you're ready for a bad throw coming off that bag and not compounding a mistake with a bad throw.
Ex-Tiger right-hander Joaquin Benoit, acquired by the Padres, tuning up. So 2 on, 2 out. The 4-1 lead threatened here by the Tigers, and their power's up. Hunter, Cabrera, Martinez stacked up in the middle of the Detroit lineup.
Well, this is where Tyson Ross needs to get nasty. Makes some good quality pitches, and that's a good start getting ahead 0-1.
Hunter rattled the boards in right field with his double leading off the last inning and scored the Tiger run on the single by Martinez.
Well, guys, Torrey Hunter handles the ball away from him very good, so you got to see Tyson Ross try to go inside with him as well.
There's the breaking pitch, that slider.
Good slider, good depth, good tilt.
70 pitch mark for Tyson Ross as he seeks his first win at Petco Park. He pitched well enough to win. 7 starts last year, 2.82 ERA, but no run support.
Great ratio, too. Look at that. 51 strikes to 19 balls.
He's ahead on the count, 2 strikes.
Yes, he did.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Chase the slider. Boy, that's such a good pitch. He leaves 2 Tigers stranded. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the books. Jed Jerko has homered. We're going to see him again here in the 5th inning. inning. And it's time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag SDFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming telecast. Brought to you by AT&T. Smith was robbed of extra bases and RBIs by left fielder Rajai Davis. Once getting on the warning path and left to capture his deep drive with 2 men on. That ball to left field, but it'll curl foul.
You know, Dick, when you were over in the Detroit booth, Mark Sweeney and I and Mario were talking about that battle against Max Scherzer, the Padre hitters. You know, 3 walks today issued by Scherzer. The previous 2 starts in 15 innings, only 2 walks. So they're doing a great job today.
No, those were 2 terrific at bats by Headley and Alonso. Alonso especially, he fouled off what, 3 or 4.
Yep, that was a 10-pitch at bat. Yep.
And then Venable, after the pitching coach goes out, you can guess maybe you're going to get a fastball, and he got a beauty and ripped it into the corner for a 2-run double. And how about Tyson Ross helping his own cause with a single and driving in a run? Caught looking is Seth Smith. 8 strikeouts for Scherzer. And that leads us to our Saquon Casino Daycation stat of the game. 2013, Scherzer was second to Yu Darvish, most strikeouts. He's showing you that strikeout pitch today ahead of Clayton Kershaw. One out. Jed Jerko.
See Tyson going over the lineup. Maybe a little refresher course as far as scouting reports or who's coming up next half inning.
Yeah, he knows who's coming up. Yeah. Cabrera, Martinez, and Jackson, but perhaps how they want to work to him.
Yeah.
Jerko slicing into the right field corner, foul.
Hey, the sun has broken through, huh?
Yeah.
Very nice.
San Diego.
100 pitches. 62 strikes for Scherzer.
Boy, with only 1 out in the 5th inning.
Yep.
And Jerko goes down on 3 strikes. Well, the Padres have the lead 4-1, but testimony to the talent of the man on the mound is the fact he's got 9 strikeouts already in the 5th inning. Chase Headley has grounded out, walked, and scored. He led off that 4th inning with a walk, and Alonso followed with another. To set it up for the double by Venable.
You know, a lot of the mistakes come from pitchers up around that 100 pitch mark, right? The next pitch for Scherzer will be 103. There's that curveball backdoor to the left-handed hitter Headley. That's kind of what put him over the hump, as Mario and Pema was talking about when he was over here.
And Headley chases the changeup, and Scherzer strikes out the side. Took a little venom out after the 3-run 4th inning. He fanned Smith, Jerko, and Headley. heroes indeed here at Petco Park on our Padres military opening day, presented by Northrop Grumman. Now with the sun, just an ideal San Diego Sunday afternoon, Sunday fun day, and so far run day. And the Colonel remembered as well. He would have loved this game.
Oh yeah.
Tyson Ross goes to work in the 6th, and he's got his hands full with Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, and Austin Jackson, the middle of the Tiger order.
Tell you what, a lot of baseball left this afternoon, but the Padre pitching staff has done an outstanding job pitching to Miguel Cabrera.
And over on the Detroit Fox Sports side doing that 1 inning, and Rod Allen, the color man, former ball player, and his lovely daughter works for Fox Sports. The commenting on the Padres, just a 3-game series, and he said, you can tell right away this is a team that really plays hard. That they don't have the talent the Tigers have, but they're going to make you beat them, and they're going to play hard. That's a great compliment to the coaching staff.
We hear that a lot from a lot of announcers that come in other teams.
Foul by Cabrera. That had to really bite into the pads of Rene Rivera or the mask.
That was right off the grill.
The first time a catcher wore a mask way back in 1877. In fact, yesterday was the anniversary of that. I was surprised because, in those days, catcher played back almost to the screen and caught the ball on one hop. Somebody was pretty smart, or maybe he was pretty. I don't know. Wanted to stay that way. There's Cabrera. Cabrera at shortstop ranges and throws him out. Who's the man? Little Cabrera throws out Miguel Cabrera on another good play at shortstop.
Well, like the sun shining through this afternoon, the middle infielders have been shining quite nicely. Jed Jerko, the second sacker. Cabrera, the spin and the throw.
And he was throwing blindly there. That ball was released before he picked up the target.
And I think he realized also, Dick, Miguel Cabrera, he doesn't have good legs. He had plenty of time to spin and kind of little bit of momentum, a little crow hop maybe, to get that throw to first base.
The Padres made 3 outstanding defensive plays last night, remember? Yonder Alonso, a catch down the right field line, ran 25 yards and tumbled on the warning track, made a catch going away. And we had the play by Cabrera on the pickoff, ground ball thrown down, and Cabrera made a very difficult catch and tag. Ball should have gone into center field, except that Cabrera's glove was too good.
We've mentioned it many times. Defense like that, like we've just seen in this game, the amount of confidence that gives to the pitching staff to fire strikes. Because if you're going to be around the plate, they're going to put the ball in play. Chances are they're going to make the spectacular play like that.
The other play was Seth Smith diving into the alley in left center to deny. High fly ball, shallow behind second. Jerko says he wants. No, Venable calls him off, as the outfielder should. 2 away.
Good communication there. As you mentioned, Dick, that's the right call. The outfielder taking charge because Jed was backpedaling. You've got the sun to deal with. Will has the sunglasses on, and he makes it look easy for the out. And Jed's got his on his cap. Might want to think about putting those on, no? Okay.
Image is everything. Austin Jackson up twice, struck out twice. Jackson last night had the 2-run double in the 9th inning that secured the 6-2 win. It's his only hit in the series. Two and 0. This is about as efficient as we have seen Tyson Ross since he became a Padre. 2 outs into the 6th inning. 81 pitches. 82 now.
He's had it right from the get-go, right? 13 pitch. I was wrong at that. I said 12, but it was a 13 pitch.
Baker's doesn't.
Yeah, there you go.
And has not fallen behind hitters, but is at 3-1 now. Hasn't walked a man. Hit Davis. It's a far cry from his control problems the last 2 times out. Jackson sends that one into the second tier.
You know, Mark, I think you can elaborate this being a former pitcher, but it looks to me like Tyson Ross is in a good rhythm today, and that could be that chemistry between him and Rivera.
Absolutely, and his delivery looks a little smoother as well today, Mark. His last time out, kind of herky-jerky. He was spiking a lot of pitches, the slider, fastball, down and away to righties. He's made the adjustment today.
And he loses his first hitter. Jackson walks.
Saturday, MLB on Fox Sports 1 is back with a doubleheader as Mike Trout and the Angels take on reigning American League MVP Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers.
That's a good one.
Yeah, then the Diamondbacks square off against Yasiel Puig and the Dodgers. The action starts at 9:30 a.m. Pacific on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Somebody's got to slow down the Dodgers. They're leading 8-4 their record. A game in front of San Francisco. Poor Arizona. They're 4-10. 5 games out already. Here's Castellanos. Sends that one into the fans down the right field corner.
Darren Balsley on the horn to the bullpen. That was 86th pitch for Tyson Ross.
Yeah, the 7, 8, 9 pitchers for the Padres. They're all well rested.
This might be a situation where Nick Vincent starts getting up. Dale Thayer possibly.
And Benoit, who was up earlier, figures the 8th and then Street the 9th if Padres hold the lead.
There's good old number 50, Nick Vincent.
Nick did work an inning last night, a perfect inning, and struck out a batter. 1-1 to the rookie third baseman of the Tigers, Castellanos. Line to left. Smith has to go back in a hurry and makes the catch. Oh, this has been a defensive circus today. There is the carousel. Smith, who made a beauty last night racing into the gap in left center, he steals extra bases from Castellanos.
Padres lead 4-1, bottom of the 6th, and we've seen 2 Cy Young Award winners for the Detroit Tigers. We want to break down the release points, the difference of these 2 power pitchers. Verlander on the left, Scherzer on the right. Verlander 6'5" with a high delivery, that downward plane that makes it very difficult for the hitters. And you can see Max Scherzer on the right. He has a lower delivery, a lower arm slot, where it makes it equally different, but a different look from both power pitchers. They both have the breaking ball, they have the changeup, and you can see they're high strikeout guys, but a different approach from both of them. And you can see the Padres battling and facing these Cy Young Award winners, a big task in the major leagues.
Hey, that's well done. That's really interesting, huh?
Nicely done, Mark Sweeney.
Yeah.
And, you know, with that said, you know, Verlander, you know, Mark made a good point how his delivery is more erect, more up, right? Scherzer has a tendency to work more down with his delivery, and then he pitches up in the zone. So, job well done. Nice job, Mark Sweeney.
And Verlander last night, 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, and Scherzer 10 strikeouts in 5 innings.
Yes, you notice, see how much taller Scherzer is, or Verlander is, than Scherzer on the right. Even their follow through lower is Scherzer on the right, Verlander more erect on the left.
Phil Koch comes in to pitch. You know, what's nice about pieces like that, and thanks, Mark Sweeney, is the average fan doesn't appreciate the difficulty. That's why if you hit 3 out of 10, you make out 7 out of 10, you're a great hitter. Yeah, I mean, you've got to face all the different kinds of pitches, all the styles, all the angles.
Yep.
And you hope you're blessed with great eyesight.
And just to further that, guys, when you talk about that downward plane that Justin Verlander has, that high release point, very difficult to pick up and square. That downward plane makes it very hard to get on top of that baseball. You see some awkward swings and the barrel's below the baseball. For Max Scherzer, you can see that plane a lot easier. Doesn't mean it's easier to face him, just easier to pick up.
And then the extreme of the downward plane is our own Tyson Ross. 6'6", short stride, really gets on top to get that downward plane, which is most difficult to hit.
Be interesting to see those two, and then maybe we could put a third. I know I'm talking technical difficulties here, trying to put all it together, but to match Ross up against those two to see how different he is. You know, our producer and director, they love it when we try to tell them how to do it, right? Yeah. Michael Odino, our great director, down there producing things. The great Chippewa.
And Nick Vincent still getting hot.
2 strikes on Alonso. Line drive, foul. Way out in front.
Nice play.
Yeah, she's good.
And he gives it to a fan. Going home happy. Well, Phil Koch, the left-hander for the Tigers, 3-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, change. Once again, another good arm. I mean, he can get up to the mid-90s, top out about 97 for Phil Koch.
He came to the Tigers in that big trade with the Yankees 5 years ago, and they sent Curtis Granderson to the New York Yankees. That's going to go foul the other way.
I was hoping our friend.
That's pretty close.
He wants no part of that. He's 0 for 2 on the day.
That landed only 5 rows from where he is. The Tigers in that trade got not only Phil Koch but Austin Jackson, the center fielder, and Ian Kennedy then from New York to Detroit in exchange for the outfielder Curtis Granderson.
Well, part of the reason why the Detroit Tiger bullpen has been struggling, I know it's a small sample size, but Phil Koch, last 5 outings, 2/3 of innings pitched, 3 earned runs. I mean, I know it's only 2/3 of an inning, but an ERA 40.5. That's why it's so tough for relievers to get that ERA back down. If you have a rough start, man, good luck. That's a big hole to dig out of.
Breaking ball wide, 2-2. Well, Koch last year didn't have much success against left-handed hitters, lefty against lefty. 299 they hit against him. You figure you come out of the bullpen, you're going to be used against left-handed hitters. You're allowing almost an average of 300.
Well, that tells me that a left-hander, I'm not saying that's the case, but falling in too much of a pattern against lefties.
Ooh, I think Alonso thought that was going to be strike 3 the way he acted. Took a little step forward. Count now goes full, 3-2. He walked the last time and scored on Venable's double. Coke last year was 0-5 with a 5.40 ERA in 49 appearances. So he must be doing something right. It doesn't show in the statistics. It's nice to be left-handed. I do know that. In my next life, I'm going to be left-handed.
I was just going to say, if I had to do it all over again, I would have had my dad tie my right hand behind my back.
Yeah, but that would have ruined your broadcasting career because you would have stuttered a lot.
I think I would have been a sidearm knuckleballer.
Yeah, there you
from
go.
the left side.
Yeah, two things. I would be left-handed because the game favors the left-handed hitter, and in this case, I guess left-handed pitching too. And just quick. I don't have to be speedy. I want to be quick.
Yeah.
That's laced into left center, and a long run for Jackson, and he catches it on the fly.
You know, Mark Sweeney, even though that's a fly out to left center field, good approach. He hit it well and just battling at the plate. That was the 26th pitch that Yonder Alonso has seen this afternoon.
Yeah, Mark, I think that's a benefit too. You go back to that last walk. That is a benefit, seeing more pitches. Because last night we alluded to that those hips slide. And I think Yonder Alonso gets in that mode. Today it looks like he's holding his ground, especially with his lower half. Much better swing. That's a productive out right there.
Yeah, and that's when he can go back to the dugout and feel good about, right?
Yes.
Even though it's an out.
Yes, exactly. And he saw a lot of pitches. He slowed himself down, left on left. That was a beneficial at bat for Yonder Alonso.
Well, this three-game series for a struggling team on offense has provided three bright spots. Jerko, he's homered. Headley, he's swinging much better and producing, and now Venable with that two-run double. The Padres need his bat alive. Off the fist, first baseman Cabrera, the glass is down, 2 away.
This month, Fox Sports San Diego is proud to honor the Jackie Robinson Family YMCA as the charity partner of the month, presented by Kaiser Permanente. Their mission is dedicated to improving the quality of human life and helping all people realize their fullest potential. For more information, visit foxsportssandiego.com.
Well, Jackie Robinson Day is coming up on Tuesday. Robbie Erlin will be on the mound against the Colorado Rockies. And always a special day to remember the great Jackie Robinson.
Hey, it'd be a good day to watch the movie 42 and take in a big league ball game, right?
How about that?
A doubleheader, if you will.
That ball is hit well to left center field. Rene Rivera, and again it's Jackson. No, the left fielder Davis cuts in front and makes the catch. 1, 2, 3. Couple of well hit balls, however. We've completed 6. Brought to you by Northrop Grumman. And time now for our Southwest Airlines Military Spotlight. Here's a Member of the Navy with good baseball taste. Go Padres. Terrific ceremony to begin the game. And wonderful to have Gary Sinise with us. And if you're just joining us, commend him for his great work for our wounded warriors. And I hope you all will take time to think seriously about what you can do to help out. Here's a chance, even if it's $10. We'll get that information back up on the screen again for you. Alex Gonzalez single to right field, a ground single, and the bounce to third is 2 at bats. Gary Sinise is building homes that, you know, they're designed, that'll be out of play, to accommodate, you know, the wounded warrior who may be in a wheelchair, so he needs flat areas, so and he needs tables and dressers and things of that sort that are perhaps different from ours. So you text Padres to 5555 for a one-time $10 donation. Come on, folks. San Diego team support a great cause. Big swing by Gonzalez, and he'll take the long walk back as Tyson Ross now has 6 strikeouts.
You know, that goes back to the downward plane we're talking about out of the hand of Tyson Ross. Look at this pitch right here. Up top, working down, and just great movement for the strikeout.
Pinch hitter is Tyler Collins for the Tigers. He's batting for pitcher Phil Koch. He's had 13 at bats, a couple of hits, both singles. Did you read Nick Canepa's column this morning in the UT?
I did get a chance to crack the paper open this morning.
Did get a chance, and
love Nick Canepa.
Oh, of course, he had an interesting commentary. I think it was one of the writers up in San Francisco suggested, you know, defending the National League and not going to the DH.
I saw the headline.
Yeah, and a suggestion how to get around that, because there is serious talk. There goes another strikeout. Ross still has it. 7 strikeouts here, and 2 outs in the 7th.
Yeah, put up that K. The slider down and in. The short stride. Watch that top hand with the baseball and get up on top. Pull the string on that slider.
So 2 outs here in the 7th. And Rajay Davis has flied out, infield hit, and hit by a pitch. Willie Ross, dad of Joe Ross, who's in the Padre minor league system. He's down here from Oakland, where he raised 2 great sons. Very proud man. Anyway, very quickly, the suggestion is, rather than the National League going to the DH, why don't you expand the rosters to 27? Have 27 players and make the American League give up the DH. And then you have a manager has room to play, and then the strategy comes back into the game. Because a lot of the pressure to keep the DH is to, you know, allow a player who now can't play a position but is a good hitter to stay in the game and make money, and that's fine. But why not, you know, you could pay 2 more players, so isn't that even better maybe? A pretty interesting suggestion to chew on.
That's a great argument.
Ripped into left field. Boy, Davis, a good looking hitter, this veteran. I mean, no surprise there, but he's a little long in the tooth, but he has in this series been perhaps the best hitter.
Well, we showed the father of Tyson and Joe Ross in the stands, and I understand that, you know, he's getting a chance to watch Tyson in person, and he's listening on the radio to Joe's outing with the Lake Elsinore Storm. Well, what a proud papa, huh?
Darren Balsley, a slow walk to the mound to talk with Tyler to see if he wants to keep it going here. He's close to the 100 pitch mark.
Still has the good break, still has the good movement on the 2-seam fastball.
Yeah, it's conceivable that Mr. Ross, in a short period of time, might come to Petco Park and see both of his sons pitch in a series.
Yep.
Joe's one of the most treasured talents in the Padre minor league system. Kinsler, an infield hit in 3 at-bats. Pesky right-handed batter.
Kind of like the Negro brothers or the Force brothers back in the day, right?
Did Gaylord and Jim Perry, they pitched on the same club maybe briefly?
I think maybe with Cleveland. I think maybe with Cleveland. I'm just taking a guess there. But I can picture them both in a Cleveland uniform as teammates.
Hit right at Jerko. Gobbles up a tough short hop, and that's it for the Tigers in the 7th. But on this first military Sunday of the season, first of 13, as always, we'll pause and enjoy with the fans the singing of God Bless America. Be proud. Flag and all that it symbolizes. So much good. I know it's not perfect, but is there any doubt that this is the best country in the world? God bless it.
Staff Sergeant Brent Williams, currently assigned to Headquarters and Headquarters Squadron, Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. Please sing along as he presents God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Presents Padres Baseball by Northrop Grumman. Padres Military Opening Day presented by Northrop Grumman. By the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. And by the Sequano Casino. Real friendly and real close. And some of the statuary out by the Midway aircraft carrier, one of the top tourist attractions here in San Diego, saluting Bob Hope. Another glorious day as the Padres, bottom of the 7th, have a 4-1 lead against the first place Tigers and bring up Xavier Nady as a pinch hitter for Tyson Ross. So Tyson Ross, his best effort of the year, goes 7 innings, allows the hard hitting Tigers only 1 run, and 6 hits.
What a great adjustment for the big right-hander Tyson Ross.
Nady sends one to deep center field. Back goes Jackson, and that ball sails out of here. Nady on the first pitch touches them all. Well, the Padres take a 5-1 lead. Nady's second home run as a Padre on his second tour with San Diego. Padres were last in the National League in home runs coming in today with 5, but they got a couple. Jerko and now Nady.
There's a mistake out of the hand of Kroll, slowing it down, using those legs, throwing the barrel, and going to the deepest part of the park. Nady is going to the beach.
Oh, that ball jumped out of here.
And he needed that. Talked to X the last couple of days, and he was strolling down to the hitting cage underneath here at Petco Park and kind of coming back saying, shaking his head. I said, what's up? He goes, yeah, trying to find that swing.
Cabrera sends that one into the right field corner and caught on the warning path by right fielder Hunter for the first down.
Well, he found it right there. He got the fat fastball, and I know fat. And he sent it out of here very quickly.
Well, he's made his hits count. 12 at bats, 2 hits, 2 home runs. Yeah, that brings out some smiles down there as the Padres bolstered their lead. Amarista has fouled out, walked, and grounded out. Now, while the Padres with 5 home runs on the season were at the bottom of the National League, and they get 2 today, the Tigers came to town having hit home runs in 7 consecutive games, and so far, don't want to jinx them, San Diego pitching has not allowed a single home run.
They've been outstanding. And you know what? I know this guy's going to hate me saying this, but Darren Balsley, if I told you, I'm not going to say, but
okay,
if I told you the,
you're saying it.
If I told you the hours he puts in to come up with these scouting reports for these pitchers, it's unbelievable. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, it's a passion for what they're doing.
Yeah.
3-2. Amarista called back by plate umpire Muchlinski. No, there's so little that we fans know about the work that goes behind. We see them in the dugout. We think, well, they come out, take some batting practice, play the game, go home. Amarista sends Davis back, and he makes the play for the second out. But, you know, and Brad Ausmus, when you were interviewed the other day, said, you know, the one thing that's so much different, he's there a couple hours before the ball players arrive. You've got all the work to do, and the coaches looking at film and studying and preparing game plans. No, it's as we have called them in the past. He's the dean of students, and he's got a faculty, Buddy Black, and they're top-rate professors, those coaches. Brad Ausmus, for the first time, we see him make a pitching change. 2 outs in the 7th. Tweet your photo to #SDFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Vanessa, how'd they get down in the dugout? Hey, those are
probably on one of those great Petco tours that they give
that's
daily.
the way to do it.
Yeah, they get a chance to go on the field and sit in the dugout and take a snappy.
Is that different than a selfie?
Yes. I think in England they call them a snap. Hey, would you like to take a snap?
Ginger.
Hey, Al Albuquerque, the right-hander. Not good numbers in the short time. Opponents having their way with the right-hander.
Chris Denorfia will bat for Seth Smith against Albuquerque. What are you doing now?
Taking a selfie, Professor.
Press the erase button. Now. Come on.
Ellen DeGeneres, you ain't got nothing on us.
Yeah, aren't we a riot? Bases empty, 2 outs. Albuquerque. It just makes me smile to say the name. Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Sounds like, you're looking up at the ETAs at the airport.
Sure.
2-1 and foul back. So Seth Smith struck out a couple of times and was denied what could have been a 2-run double by a terrific catch by Davis in left field. So Denorfia bats for him, just right-hander against Koch, and then Albuquerque then is called in to go righty against righty. 5-1 Padres. Yeah, he went around, says plate umpire Muchlinski. And that's it. Albuquerque gets his man. Padres get another on Xavier Nady's home run.
Lead in the top of the 8th inning. Mark Sweeney and Mike Pomeranz working on Padres Live, the post-game show, brought to you by Cox Communications. Story of the game, though, has to be Tyson Ross.
Great effort by Tyson Ross. If you look at the stuff today, he had much better fastball command, and he worked it inside early in the game, but then went to that slider and a nice changeup to go along with it. Solid effort by Tyson Ross.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. Right now, the Tigers' offense has been quiet, and what you're going to see in the next couple of at-bats really telling the story for the Tigers altogether. Some of the main hitters in their lineup, Kinsler and Hunter and Cabrera, 6 hits, 30 at-bats. Keep them sleeping.
Yeah, and hopefully they do, because this is a big series to win for the Padres.
So when we see in the post-game show, we'll recap all that has happened here today. Plus, we'll look ahead to the Rockies series coming up, and we're going to show you something out of the American League West that is really, really rare. It's a highlight you don't want to miss. All that, plus Buddy Black, coming up after the last out.
Yeah, just really, really rare is an opportunity to hear these guys on the Fox Sports post-game report. They're terrific.
Do a great job. The best in the business.
You can just feel the energy, the excitement. They can't wait to get on, get this game in the books. Well, Bud Black wants the ex-Tiger Joaquin Benoit to face his former teammates Torrey Hunter, Miguel Cabrera, and Victor Martinez. Probably the three toughest hitters in that lineup. Will be the challenge to Benoit. Hunter a double and 3 trips in the game. But Tyson Ross 7 innings, 1 run, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. Norfia stays in the game, by the way. He's in left field. Not a good start. 3-0 to Hunter with Cabrera to follow. Cabrera's back and fires a 94-mile-an-hour strike.
You know, Benoit is so big that with his delivery, it's just a nice free and easy motion. And that ball jumps out of his hand at 94 miles an hour. Throws a heavy ball.
Just misses there, and the leadoff walk as we go down to Chris Button. Chris.
Well, as you guys said, Joaquin Benoit spent the last 3 seasons with the Tigers, and I asked him when he saw the schedule, was this a series that he was getting excited for? And he said, not really, but he said it's been fun to catch up with the guys. What he was excited for, this 10-game homestand. His family is here, 6 of them getting to watch all of the games with him in the stands, guys.
Yeah, that's great. Don't want to walk that leadoff man with the big guns right behind. Here's Cabrera. We chatted last night in our visit with Benoit how you're going to pitch to Miguel Cabrera as a teammate. You watched him swing, and there's just no easy ways. That you might get him out 2-3 times, but you don't want to flirt with a lot of opportunity facing this man. He's going to get you sooner or later. There's just no one way. He just can hit the ball no matter where it's pitched. Now he may be overthinking Cabrera. He takes a couple of strikes.
Yeah, look at the way the defense is set up, Dick. Look at what do we talk about? Look at that gap there. Why? Because Miguel Cabrera's strength is in that area there. So that's why the outfielders are shading him to go the other way in right center field, particularly Amarista in center field.
Yeah, he's a binocular distance out there. High, 1-2. 205 trips to the mound with the Tigers. Solid 2.89 ERA. 28 saves. Many felt that in Detroit, talking with folks there, that he was a better pitcher in the 8th inning than the 9th inning. Go figure. But there is some logic to that. The temperament of a 8th man setup to the 9th man closer, isn't there?
Sometimes the last 3 outs of the ball game for a closer are the toughest ones to get. And sometimes on the reverse end of that, Dick, sometimes the credit goes to the 8th inning guy because then the team might come back. The save sometimes might come in the 8th inning. It's a 1-run game, right? And then you go back to the next half, you score 3 or 4. There was maybe some base runners and a lot of traffic, but it was the 8th inning guy who shut it down, enabling the offense to tack on, and then the closer comes out for the 3-run lead.
1-2 now to Cabrera. As we mentioned last night, the numbers from Miguel Cabrera are just staggering. In the last 4 years, he's averaged 34 homers, 127 runs batted, hitting well over 330 in those 4 years.
Good eye by Cabrera, laying off the Benoit changeup. He saw it many times. He knows what's in the repertoire of the right-handed reliever.
Boy, this is a big pitch coming up here. He's walked the leadoff man Hunter. Now 3-2 to Cabrera. And they want to put him on. On the other hand, one mistake and you know what.
Another changeup.
He fooled him, but Cabrera good enough to foul it off. But Black back in the shadows.
Yeah, these are the types of games that make a manager age, right?
Just until that final out, nothing certain because the Tigers, they're so run happy.
Ulcer time.
And Eddie's home run is big. Gives the Padres at least a grand slam lead. Up the middle, could be two. There's one. Back to first. Double play. The toughest part of the play was Jerko trying to get out of the way of Cabrera. They were converging there at second. Cabrera didn't know whether he was going to toss it to him or not. Jed said, I got it. I got it myself for a 4-3 double play.
What a great pick-me-up for Joaquin Benoit. This ball is hit sharply, but it hits the mound. The benefit of hitting the side of the mound gets a little airtime, and then Cabrera, who doesn't have blazing speed, Jed Jerko says, thank you very much. Plays a little catch with Yonder Alonso for the 4-3 double play.
So for the Padre pitching, I think it was 1 for 12. They shackled Miguel Cabrera. Let him rip up the rest of the season. We won't see him again. Victor Martinez. Time for our Southwest Airlines spray chart on Martinez. Where does he hit the ball?
We talk about the switch hitter. 1-4-4. Batting from the left side here against the righty Benoit.
His single was to center field today to drive in the Tiger run. Hunter had led off the inning with a double. 1-1. Oh, you've got a lot of friends, Mark Grant. I mean, you're Mr. Alpine, and everyone loves you, and you love everyone. But as a baseball pitcher, you had one best friend, didn't you?
That's right. The double play.
Yeah.
Dick, you make a great point. It's such a good feeling when you do make that pitch. And as soon as the ball is off the bat, you say to yourself, I've got a great chance of getting two. Yeah. It's not going to be automatic every time, but it's such a good feeling working down to the zone, especially to a good hitter, having to put it on the ground and rolling two. And to turn around and see your middle infield work for you. It's quite a feeling. Didn't happen very often, but it was fun when it happened.
Here's Jerko ranging to his left. He's been busy today, and he's been terrific. Tigers are out in the 8th. Padres leading by 4. Time for our Carl's Jr. star of the game. And he sparkled today on the mound. Tyson Ross, 7 innings, allowed only 1 run, scattered 6 hits. Walked one. That was the key. His command was terrific. Struck out 7. Tyson Ross is our Carl's Jr. star of the game.
Dick, he set the tone early. A 13-pitch effort in the first inning. It was a 1-2-3 inning against the Tigers. 1-2-3 in the second. The only run gave up in the fourth. And the offense broke out a little bit. 5-1 San Diego lead.
The remarkable pitching of Miguel Cabrera is the MVP, and the Padres allowed him 1 hit in 12 at-bats, and he hit into 2 double plays. So, boy, that's at the start of this series. If you would have said, here's what the Padres are going to do to Cabrera, you'd now come on now.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
You've got that memorized.
You know what? Remember the other day you said you're going to go to bed thinking of... I was laying in bed the other night trying to recite that from memory.
I mean, you can recite all the movies and all the old songs and everything.
I'll get it by the end of the year.
One, yeah, before the end of the year, and we'll put you on camera. We'll see if you can do that. And I'm going to check and give you a grade, see if you get every word.
Okay.
Jabba Chamberlain, former Yankee. First year with the Tigers. 27-year-old bulky right-hander, 6'2" and 215 pounds of pitcher. Jed Jerko with his first home run of the year. That gave the Padres the early lead. They have scored first 3 times. They've won the other 2 times. He's made 2 dazzling plays afield as well. Pulled foul. The season back, I think it was in 2009 when Chamberlain went 9-6. Became the darling of the New York Scribes. Lincoln, Nebraska. Big old Husker.
3-pitch pitcher for Jabba Chamberlain. Fastball, slider, curveball. Once again, another power arm. He can get up there about 98. Probably live in the mid to lower 90s.
One and 2. And he blows that fastball right through the swing. 95 miles an hour.
Hey, Dick, while we have a moment, let's revisit our keys to the game. As always, brought to you by our good friends at the Honda dealers of San Diego County. Look for a ball down. Remember, because Max Scherzer has a tendency to pitch up in the zone. Well, a couple of times. Actually, 4 times. 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs on the line for Max Scherzer. And don't miss mistakes. We saw that as well. Padres really battled. I mean, they battled their hearts out in that 4th inning, and they took advantage of some mistakes. Will Venable, for one, sticks out. That 2 RBI double.
And how about the 2 walks preceding the double?
Yes.
Headley and Alonso. You know, Headley, we've kind of kidded about a walking man. Headley walked so much, but he'd only walked once all year till that walk. He's grounded out and struck out and walked and scored. Alonso and Venable to follow. Well, after the conclusion of this series, and Padres trying to win their first series of the season, it'll be Colorado coming to town. We'll talk about the Rockies in a moment. Nice turnout on this Sunday.
Beautiful turnout.
And Headley goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chamberlain. A look at the Rockies series. They were 6-6 this season, coming into today's play. 12-7 versus San Diego last year. 5-4 here at Petco. And we're going to see some good ones. Carlos Gonzalez, Michael Kadire, Troy Tulowitzki all off to a good start again this year. Pitching matchups, we'll give you those in a moment. As Alonso, he's popped up, lined out, and walked. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, it'll be all 6:30 starts here on Fox Sports San Diego, and you'll see Eric Stoltz tomorrow night against Jordan Lyles, who's off to a 2-0 start for Colorado. Berlin pitches Tuesday and Kashner on Wednesday. Yeah, that one hurt. Don't tell me what that feels like. I kind of know.
Todd Hutchison out to have a chat.
Oh, that's maybe more serious than we first thought. Looks like Alonso's coming out of the game. Trying to walk it off. I think that one bounced up and hit him in a delicate spot.
Did I ever tell you when my dad signed me up for Little League as an 8-year-old?
Yeah, the first thing he bought you?
We signed up. He came home from work one day with a brown paper bag. And I was at the dinner table, and he handed it to me, and he said, "Son, you're going to wear one of these no matter where you play." And it was a cup. Don't miss Fox Sports Live as the crew brings you the latest news and highlights from a full day of MLB, the NBA, and the NHL. Watch Fox Sports Live with your cup on nightly. Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Watch it!
Your cup overflows. 2-2 on Alonso. Up the middle, and that'll roll into center field for a base hit. Good direction for Yonder Alonso, his first hit of the game, and the Padres' 6th of the contest.
And that's great concentration. Doesn't even phase him. He gets on top of a high pitch. Look at Alonso's hands getting up, right? If those hands are lower, probably swings under that pitch, gets him up, top half of the baseball. Single, and one of my favorite plays, the ground ball to the center fielder.
2-out single brings up Venable. Venable has the biggest hit of the game back in the 4th inning against Cy Young winner Max Scherzer, after Scherzer uncharacteristically walked Headley and Alonso back to back. Venable greeted him with a double into the right field corner to score both runs. Watch out! Oh, that's a wicked line drive, just skipping off the dugout of the Tigers. Hopefully everyone managed to get out of the way. There wasn't much time. I think a fan, a big fella down there, took that one right in the chest, and he's showing he's okay. Ooh, 1-2.
It's always a good pitch for a righty on a lefty to make him move his feet a little bit, right at the belt buckle. No intent there to try to hit the guy. Just back him off the plate a little bit. Let's see if Jabba Chamberlain counters with something down and away. Now that he's made him aware of that hard pitch at 94, 95 in off the plate. Goes fastball away. Yep.
And it's hit away. Back into the crowd.
You know, Dick, in Peoria, you know, we get a chance to be close to the bullpen mounds where they work out. Those guys throw so hard. Doesn't it amaze you how these guys can catch up to a fastball?
I mean, the reflexes, the vision required, the talent, the strength, discipline.
It just continues to amaze me.
Maybe Ted Williams is right. It's the toughest thing to do in sport. Chop to the right side, and first baseman Cabrera will make the play himself, and that's it for the Padres in the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th. Probably Houston Street. The bullpen gate is open. He'll try to lock Diego presents Padres Baseball by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Northrop Grumman, Padres Military Opening Day, presented by Northrop Grumman. And what a day it's been. There's landing deck of the USS Midway as Houston straight jogs in from the bullpen. It's a non-save situation. Padres leading 5-1. Tyson Ross, his best outing of the season, goes 7 innings, allowing only 1 run, 7 strikeouts. And Jed Jerko announces his home run presence for the first time in 2014. That home run giving the Padres the early lead in the second off Max Scherzer. And Xavier Nady off the bench with a little frosting in the 7th. 2 hits for Nady, 2 home runs this year. Austin Jackson takes a strike. Jackson, Castellanos, and Gonzalez scheduled for the Tigers in the 9th.
Some star power right there. On the left, Justin Verlander, Miguel Cabrera on the right.
Well, it's been a series where the pitching, one pitcher has really been shining. That one hooking down the left field corner right to that same area.
Look at it. He wanted no part of it.
Motor City.
See how he lost his glove? He's clapping. He doesn't even have his glove. He doesn't want any part.
No, the usher took it away from him. If you're not going to do any better than that. All the folks out there, some Tiger fans giving him the rags. Nice. He checked, but goes around, and Street has struck out Jackson. It's been a day of strikeouts, hasn't it?
We're going to go back to our friend in the Motor City with the Old English D on the back. That's 0 for 1, 0 for 2.
That's a pretty tough chance.
He's going to need more than a hug. He's going to need therapy.
Castellanos struck out, grounded out, and was robbed of a hit on a terrific catch by Seth Smith of his line drive deep to left. Well, Tiger pitching today has struck out 13 Padres, and Padre pitching has fanned 8 Tigers.
Well, Dick, you mentioned the non-save situation with the 4-run lead. Well, for Houston, Street needs a little bit of work. Back on the 9th. Back on Wednesday was the last time he towed the slab in Cleveland. An inning, a hit, 1 walk for Houston. So a little tune-up, right?
Yeah, you want to keep those bullpen extras in shape, in sharp. Yeah, you want to sit down there for a week. There's no advantage in that. 1-2 to Castellanos. He wasn't happy at all with the way he threw that slider. Well, the Padres had been on a string of winning 1 of 3. Dodgers 1 of 3 in Miami, 1 of 3 in Cleveland. Now finally a chance to turn that around, take 2 out of 3 from the first place Tigers. Center field, Amarista. Castellanos has hit the ball hard twice for outs. And a look ahead tomorrow night, 20 consecutive games for the Padres starting with this series. It'll be Jordan Lyles 2-0 for Colorado, and Eric Stoltz. Fine outing in Cleveland, but didn't come up with a win. Stoltz looking for his first victory of the season, the veteran left-hander. It's a 4-game set with the Rockies, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon. Hope you'll make your plans to be with us. The crowd today, 32,267. So this series attracted 104,000 plus. The Dodger series 3-game, 108,000. Back-to-back 3-game series, over 100,000. Congratulations to the good fans of San Diego. 0-1. Don Kelly, the pinch hitter. Kelly ran into the fence and didn't start last night after Friday night's collision with a wall. Oh, excuse me, Kelly's on deck. This is still Alex Gonzalez. So there are the pitching matchups. Lyles against Stoltz. Nicasio, he's tough against Erlin. And De La Rosa and Kastner on Wednesday night. Two and one to Alex Gonzalez. A single in 3 trips today. To Headley. Oh, off his glove and into left field. So Headley has committed an error in each of the 3 games of this series. He had that one all set up for the final out.
Hit sharply, but right at him. And even Chase Headley would say, you know what? I need to make that play. I have to make that play for my pitcher. E5.
2 of the errors with the glove and 1 errant throw at first base.
But see, this brings up a point, Dick. With the 5-1 lead, right? With the offense today, it allows the Padres, the pitchers, and the defenders. If you make an error like that, 2 outs, sure, you got to get 1 big out here. But it's better if it's 5-1 than rather 2-1.
Well, see, that's what offense will do for you, right? That's your point. That if you're not scoring runs, then every play is so critical. You can afford no luxury in being human. 1-1 to Kelly. Faint hope. Fans from Michigan, Detroit, here to watch the Tigers. Padre pitching has been outstanding. Andrew Kastner, 1-hit shutout. Spotlight belonged to Justin Verlander last night. And Tyson Ross then today. 3 of the starters all outstanding. Now 3-1. And that's in some ways the beauty of the game, but also the agonizing part of the game is the fact you got to get the final out. You can't sit on the mound and wait for the clock to run out. 3-2 as Kelly sends that one back toward us. Alonso is not holding on Gonzalez. So he takes off. Fouled off the mask of Rivera.
Well, he's had a couple this afternoon, huh? Right off the grill.
Gonzalez back to first. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Yeah, the season's just 2 weeks old today, but this is an important game.
Yep.
Padres to win a series. That's the whole game. You don't have to get in a long winning streak. Win the series. Line to right, base hit. Kelly delivers. Gonzalez running on the pitch will make it to third. And the Tigers are still growling. Top of the order, Rajay Davis comes up. Home run by Nady means that the tying run's down in the well, in the hole. Tying run now in the on deck circle. You want to get this man, Rajay Davis, infield hit by a pitch, singled the last time, 2 for 3 on the day. He's been the one Tiger that has had the best success in the series. 1-1. 2 hits today, 2 hits and a walk, 3 runs scored last night. And he had the only hit against Andrew Kastner on Friday night. Down to the final strike again.
Put him away right here, Houston Street. He looks sharp, doesn't he? He looks fresh out there. As I mentioned the last time, out on the hill was Wednesday in Cleveland.
Padre fans on their feet, cheering for that final strike. Oh, way upstairs, 2-2.
He overthrew that one.
Headley another chance. Throw across. Ball game over. The Padres win. 5-1. A couple of firsts. A first win at Petco for Tyson Ross and the first series win for the Padres. Michael?
What a great start to the homestand, Dick. When we see you in the post-game show, you're going to hear from Buddy Black, and we're going to preview the rest of this wonderful homestand. All that and more in a moment.